Ladies and wait, did we start it? Oh, we did. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Sometimes I trick myself out there. It looked like it didn't start, but it's go time. Let's have some fun. Tonight we have a single faction tournament, so we have a fair amount of players who showed up, and quite excited to be here. Yes, yes. Welcome. What's up? So excited to relax with the tourney tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So taking a look over at the tournament specifics, let's head on over and look. You can see Zhao Ming with that mean Olympic high kick right there, and we are going to be scrolling on down and looking at the signups here. So a lot of great players. Yeah, man, I'm seeing a lot of top 5. This is going to be a very, very sweaty one here tonight. Super sweaty. So I'm kind of excited I'm going to be casting instead because I can take it easy and we're going to get a lot of variance. As, you know, instead of just watching me play Chaos Dwarves like 4 or 5 times in a row, we should be good. All right, so it's fired off. I'll get this tourney started and we'll be jumping into our first match. We have the GOAT of all time, Professor Pone, signed up tonight as Khorne, so it's very obvious who's going to win the tournament. But even still, we're still going to go through the time to cast it and have some fun. Yeah, we'll have another Age of Empires stream in the next few days, probably. Maybe even tomorrow night. We'll see how we're feeling. All right, so it's 7:30. Going to give stragglers a moment to check in, but I think we should be fine. All right. Give them about 30 seconds, then it's go time. So by the way, I'm going to do a video on it, but we went and played in a tabletop tournament last week, and a very competitive one for Old World, and we actually won the tournament with Chaos Dwarves. So I'll do a video showing you guys the army and the tactics and the matchups and everything. It was super fun. So we managed to take the dub with Chaos Dwarves on tabletop. It was super sweaty. Like some of the sweatiest games I've ever played. Yeah, no, I've been playing a lot of Old World. Yeah. The reason why we won those because we avoided some of our counters. Like there's a little bit of that, like, you know, you get matched up against people with similar scores. So there was like a Bretonnian player with a high score and a Tomb Kings player with a high score, right? The Tomb Kings would have been very hard for my list, but the Bretonnia was possible, so yeah. I used an Iron Demon Pone. So I used an Iron Demon, was like my big centerpiece in that army. I used a Deathshriek rocket launcher, which is basically the same as a Dreadquake. Dreadquakes are probably a little worse overall, but it was rad. Yes, rise. All right, so let's refresh this, and it is go time. Okay, how we looking? And we're gonna go ahead and generate the brackets. Good luck, have fun. What's the counter to Dowie gyrocopters? They're really cheesy, honestly. Just wait for them to get nerfed. They're gonna get nerfed in an upcoming patch, I'm sure. As far as I can understand, let me see here. You're fine. You're fine. Just put it there. Okay, so let's go ahead and announce to the players that it is go time. Goblins, round 1 is live. Good luck, have fun. All right, so now we need to go figure out what match we want to cast. So we're going to kind of take a little peek over here. Head on over to the tournament, and Dagerall, Maverick, Sloth. I don't know what factions everybody's playing yet, but nonetheless, I'm looking for one that might be more even. Oh, you know what? Let's open with the GOAT. We're going to do Professor Pone game. Him versus Shaper of Fate. That should be fun. If that's Tzeentch versus Khorne, that would also be pretty cool. So let me hit up Pone Dog. Also, no, I don't lag typically with him. Lobby code. All right, so we're going to cast Pone's game here. And he's playing Khorne. I don't know what his opponent's playing. Yeah, but Gyrocopters, they're probably going to lose move and shoot, I think. That's what I suspect is going to happen, because the reason why they're so oppressive is even if you're chasing them, they're still generating value, so you just can't catch them because they have like insane speed, and on top of that, like they just always are generating value despite you trying to counter them. The only factions that can really deal with them a little bit are like gunline factions that have some powder, but even still it's not effective because they can fly around you and you know, bombard your handgunners. Oh, we got Khorne versus Chowie. All right, this is going to be fun. So let's join up. I'll get into the lobby. There it is. Oh, did he have a password on his game? He did not. Okay, so we need to just find that one. All right, so there he is. Professor Pone's game. We're going to spectate it. Will Pone's opponent not show up? You know, he does carry that reputation about him. You know, he's very scary. So here we are in our first match. It's going to be Pone on Khorne versus Shaper of Fate, who's going to be on Chaos Dwarves. All right, very hyped stuff indeed. And let's see if we have any other admin stuff we need to take care of. Thank you guys for joining tonight. Tonight is going to be a casted set of games. So we're not playing tonight. It's going to take it easy and have some fun. Yes. All right. So we need to give this player their buy round point. There we go. And we're all set. How you guys been doing, by the way? What games you've been playing? Any RTS games you guys are interested in seeing, do let me know. I know Stormgate is popping right now. It's coming out, but man, the art style really doesn't tickle my pickle. It really, really doesn't. Like, I'd almost rather play StarCraft or Warcraft 3, but if you guys are interested, I would give it a try. Everyone fears Spawn. No, his opponent did show up. He did show up here. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and slap this in here and give that player their Swiss point, and then we should be set. Have you heard of? No, I haven't heard of that Dark Age. No, I have not. Is that like a World War I RTS or something? Yeah, Age of Mythology, I would actually be down to try that. I know I'd probably get wrecked by like hardcore veterans who've been playing since it came out, but I think it could be a lot of fun to try. I think that'd be a good one. All right, so Khorne against Chaos Dwarves. Khorne, typically you just go wide. Just bring a bunch of Marauders and then sneak in Bloodletters behind that. Valkia hunts down the artillery pieces. You know, you're going to be okay. If I had to say this matchup, it's actually probably a 50-50 matchup. If the Chaos Dwarves know what they're doing, this is a pretty even one, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Age of Wonders. Never played RimWorld. I haven't. Pathfinder and Magic Arena. Yeah, Arena's fun. I haven't played Magic Arena in a long time, but there was a time where we had a couple streams. That was fun. Some late night Magic streams. Bannerlord, man, Bannerlord, we had some good times with that when that first came out. I remember we did the PvP streams. PvP seems kind of dead in that game. I went to Bannerlord like a month ago, maybe a couple weeks, and we tried to get like some quick, like find some like quick searches of Captain Mode, and we just weren't able to find people. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. Speed Freaks. Oh yeah, it's the 40k one. Age of Mythology looks mildly better than when it was released, so less retold and more recap. Got it. Definitely check out Immortal Gates Bar. It looks like yeah, okay, Robert. Yeah, I'll give it a gander. You should cast League of Legends. I could. I mean, I don't know the meta anymore. I was pretty sweaty at it when it came out. Yeah, so League came out, what year? Was that 2009? Jesus, that's so old. When did League of Legends come out? Yeah, I didn't play it until 2000, I think 11 is when I started League. Yeah, it was fun. Man, me and my buddies were addicted. We used to come home from work, you know, after that grind, and we would just play all night. It was super fun. And that was when it was really haggard. Like League, the models not only looked haggard, but on top of that, like matchmaking was so janky. You could literally queue into ranked matchmaking and have one person be diamond and have like a bronze partner, and it was really ridiculous. And not League in all caps. Poor Bannerlord, man. Multiplayer has never been super popular for it, which is weird because it's really good. I feel like Bannerlord's multiplayer, Captain Mode freaking ruled. If we're talking Bannerlord, Captain Mode was amazing. The one where you go in with, I think it's 5 or 6 teammates, so a team of 6, and then each of you controls a small like army. It's so good. It's so tactical. I remember we would play that, and it was so fun, like experimenting with the army comps and the positioning, and yeah, that was freaking awesome. Yeah, that was good. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yes, yes. Tooth and Tail RTS. Goodness. Oh, yeah. Controllers are hard for my old man hands, unfortunately. All right, checking the tournament chat. Okay, it looks like everybody is able to find their stuff. And we are golden. Okay, we got Empire being declared at the last second. Oh, no, Vampire Coast. Okay. From Alexander. Khorne versus Chorfs, though. For Chorfs, probably a Bale Taurus is the way. I don't really like Deathshriekers too much here, but I mean, they're probably a Bale Taurus character with like sniping potential. And then maybe one Magma Cannon. Could I Fireborn? Let's see. So they do fire damage. Does Khorne have any flame resist on their units? I don't think they do, right? I think it's mainly magic res. Turin server and Bannerlord would be awesome. It would be fun to do like maybe we could probably get enough people together in Discord to get like some proper in-house games going. Crusader Kings. I did play a multiplayer stream when that first came out. It was me. It was me, Italian Spartacus, and then we had H for Havoc. I think we had Lionheart in there? Heir of Carthage was in there. Because Paradox reached out to a bunch of Total War people who do YouTube and put together a multiplayer game. You can see it. And like, you don't realize, I mean, balance is rough, right? Because I remember I had to play like, I ended up choosing to play, I believe, like Ireland, and like I started with like a tiny little territory, and then some people were playing like Central European nations who were just like Colossus, like massive, right? So that was like pretty fun. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, Space Marine 2, I'll do like a stream or two of it. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Get some folks together. Kadai Destroyer will bring Chowie the win. No, unfortunately it won't. Yeah, this build looks pretty good. Although, oh, never mind. Zaytan, holy shit. Okay, Zoltor just made this build a little wild. That he's one of the I always confuse him with Astrogoth. When you look at his portrait from a distance, you just see the gray beard and the big tall hat, and you're like, oh, it's Astrogoth. But no, that's Zoltor the Black. He does have a net, so he potentially is actually good against maybe Karanak, because on the Lamassu he'll do magic damage against Karanak, and although Karanak turns off magic damage, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll have to see. This is going to be a tough one. Yeah, Zoltan is tough. The rest of the build isn't bad. You have the Chowie Warriors, which are fine. You have the Fireborn, which, I actually like the double Fireborn, or, the Fireborn choice here from our Chaos Dwarf player. They'll wreck the Marauder Infantry, and they'll also kill Bloodletters very effectively with their magic attacks, and yeah, it's not bad. So for the Chowie army, it's going to be Goblin Laborers. It looks like it's going to be 4 of those bad boys in total with the Death 3 Rocket Launcher. These are fine. My only critique of bringing Chaos Dwarf Artillery against Khorne is that Valkia exists. And she can come back here, pop her Demon Shield, and she can really just kill this thing super quickly. So you got to watch out for that. We got Chaos Dwarf Warriors, the Kadai Fireborn with their magic damage, anti-infantry, pretty damn solid against Khornate troops, that's for sure. In the front, a couple Hobgoblin Spear Riders. Now, if I were the Chaos Dwarf player, I highly recommend. I played this matchup in tournaments many, many times. You typically want to bring maxed out Hobgoblin Bow Riders. So get like 4 of them, and then you can go and do some serious work at poking down the enemy army. And also, you grab the objectives, you're applying pressure. They could shoot Minotaurs, shoot Fleshhounds, things like that, right? And Zoltor the Black, he's going to be on a Lamassu, and that does give him magic damage, which has applications against various demons. He has the Sorcerer's Miasma as well, which is pretty cute. And yeah, he's got the Net, the Withering, and the Bound spells as well. And no caster for the Chaos Dwarves, but I suspect they're going to bring one out of reserve here in a minute. Like, you don't go into a sweaty game here with no caster. For Pone's army, he's got the very meta Marauder Horseman Throwing Axes, very good against anything big, and also they just give you battlefield utility. What's really cool about Khorne Horsemen as well is they have super high melee stats, so if you charge them into like chaff units or even rear charge a Chowie Warrior, they can do some damage. We got Marauders in the back, Chaos Warriors with Halberds, interesting choice. Maybe expecting some Bull Centaurs, and Karanak, the best boy of Khorne, is here. So he is up, he's hiding behind the pillar, he knows, he's a very tactical hound. Where's Valkia? I could have sworn she was up in the sky somewhere being extra evil. So yes, she is. Valkia is up in the sky. I mean, these factions are both super evil. Okay, and Karanak has found cover. The Death 3 Rocket Launcher is trying to shoot at Karanak, but he's able to hide behind the dreaded World of Warcraft Arena pillar, which is always pretty hilarious. And yeah, I think he's going to be relatively safe back there. We do see Valkia waiting to strike. Side objective going to be taken by the Hobo Goblins, but the Chaos Dwarves are going to need to move up and contest this point. And it looks like they are going to be moving up. And Zoltor is just kind of hanging out in the shadows here. He's got the cool... Oh, man, Lamassus are so freaking cool, by the way. And tabletop Lamassus are interesting. I haven't played with them too much, but they do have a cool ability that turns off your opponent's magic weapon. So if somebody pays, 75 points for a huge magic weapon, if they attack your character who rides a Lamassu, it just becomes a basic hand weapon with no additional bonuses. It's a really, really cool thing, actually. But again, I don't know how good it is. Time will tell. Hobgoblin Riders circling around the point. They are going to be contesting that. And the Death Reeker shrieking on into the Marauders. It should be switching on to the Chaos Warriors as soon as it possibly can to maximize the amount of value it's going to be getting. And what caster are we going to be seeing? So this is a big, not a big blunder, but a substantial one. It's kind of a mid-tier blunder. Against Khorne, even though Khorne does have crazy magic res, you do want to bring magic against them. There's really no reason not to. And you can also bring utility magic, right? Because the Winds of Magic are just such a good resource for you there, right? He's hanging in the doghouse, that's right. We also have a Cultist here from Pone, and Blunderbuss is now on the way up. So Blunderbusses could be incredibly devastating for sure. On the backside, we do have some pressure coming in from Pone. We got Furies, and then we also have some Bloodletters pressing the back objective, which is a very good play because Bloodletters will crush Chaos Dwarf Warriors pretty hard in combat. And Karanak just chilling out on the point. The Chowie have moved up, and now we see Fireborn. What other hard hitters are they going to call out? I mean, Blunderbusses definitely can do some work, but you're going to need more than that to get through this Khorne army. The one pick I really do like from Shaper of Fate's army is the Kadai Fireborn. I think they're pretty sweet. So rockets landing on the Chaos Warriors. A couple of them do get caught in the collateral. You can see these guys going to be standing on up as they move in onto the point. Professor Pone showing his savvy here as he does secure the point, hides his valuable assets from the Death Shriekers. Pone is also a Chaos Dwarf player. He plays them a lot, so I think he's very familiar with like the strengths and what they can bring to the table. We see Furies waiting to do a little bit of a surround here, so Pwn Dog going to be encircling the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses, while the Marauders of Khorne move to engage against the Goblin Laborers. And that Deathreek is doing good work, though. Those Chaos Warrior Halberds are being sent to the Shadow Realm pretty effectively. But Karanak is, you know, if I were playing Karanak, I don't know, what would I do with him? Maybe going back after the Deathstreaker with Valkia. Ooh, Valkia eats a lot of blunderbusses as she moves in, takes about 15% HP damage, but now there's going to be a fat Sleipnir there from Valkia, which might also, yeah, it kind of wrecks the Furies as well, but I think it's worth it just to get those blunderbusses down. Now Valkia is going to be hunting down Zoltor the Black. Probably not worth it, he's just going to run. Although these things are anti-infantry, the Kadai Fireborn. I think that's enough to maybe keep Valkia at bay. Is Zoltor going to fight this? It looks like Zoltor is going to continue running. Now, back to the middle objective. We do have Objective 2 belonging to Khorne. Their Chaos Warriors able to hold the point quite firmly. And a big nasty fight over here is the Khornate Horde Swarm. Karanak there providing a little bit of support as well. And, you know, a lot of this Chaos Dwarf army here that's fighting, they just chose like two super similar banners. But you can still tell the difference. It's mostly chaff-centric, right? It's like labor, so the Marauders are going to be shining pretty well. Blunderbuss is online again. Okay, Zoltor using the Sadistic Snare on Valkia. Locks her in place and starts blunderbussing. Uh-oh, Valkia, do you have Demon Shield? Pwn better pop this. He's taking a lot of damage. This could be a potential throw from old Pwn Dog if he lets Valkia get popped. He pops the Demon Shield. He is going to be escaping. And the Fireborn are able to secure the Deathstreaker and stabilize that, make sure it doesn't die to those random Furies. So that was a little bit of a precarious one for old Pwn Dog. We do see Shaper of Fate pulling a bit of a value lead, but will he be able to capitalize on it? That is the question. Chaos Dwarves, we're not seeing any magic. Lore Metal would probably be a decent one, just dropping overcasted lores on Searing Doom on these various units could be good. Deathstreak Rocket Launcher raining some steaming hot payloads on the faces of these Chaos Warrior Halberds. They're still steady, but they are getting cooked up by that artillery relatively well. But now the dreaded backstab is going to be coming here. We do see Professor Pwn engaging with the Bloodletters of Khorne, so they've emerged from the warp to ambush this back point. And Chaos Dwarves, are they going to fight it? They don't need to fight it, but probably engaging from the front and then calling out a Vanguard Wolf Rider to just rear charge them would be enough to take care of that unit. And it would be a relatively low-key investment as well. So Blunderbuss is still shooting away. We got two blunderbusses moving up. Pwn's going to be moving in with Minotaurs with great weapons. Uh-oh, this could be a very bad situation for those Minos. Although the Chaos Dwarf player might be blocking himself a little bit, Blunderbuss is going to be lining up the shots, and they're going to last Samurai a lot of the Minotaurs. Minotaurs getting peppered. Deathreek's getting him to him as well. Chaos Dwarves are just the coolest thing. And man, those Minotaurs lose. Oh my god, they lost so much HP. They lost 50% of their HP. They're absolutely brutal as the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses continue to just rain hell onto this Khornate army. And they're certainly making it look, I wouldn't say easy, but they're doing good. Okay, so a Demon Smith's Sorcerer was called in. That's very good by Shaper of Fate. I was worried he wouldn't bring a caster, but even still, that's like good value. That does get an overcasted Final Transmutation, I'm not sure. Was it overcasted? I think it was. And that hits a lot of units, right? It hits the Marauders, it hits multiple units of Warriors, supporting the Fireborn a little bit as well. And yeah, Pwn took a lot of damage on the charge, but he does manage to close the distance, and we do see the Minotaurs and Karanak getting on top of the Blunderbusses. So even though the Blunderbusses probably got close to paying for themselves there, they are going to get feasted on by the champions of the Blood God, and you know, everyone's feasting here. That is indeed the case. Karanak looking good, and this could be the turning of the tide here for Pwn Dog. He is able to get Valky the Bloody back here, shutting down the Deathstreak Rocket Launcher. The Blunderbusses are offline. And Khorne looking to have a lot of battlefield agency here. We do see some Fire Glaze being called in. Shooting at Valky is a mistake. You definitely want to shoot at the Horsemen and or Karanak or the Minotaurs. Valky is a very small target, so unless she's like really in the open, it's incredibly hard to hit her. So they need to be shooting probably other things. Sadistic Snare going down on Valkia. There are two pretty good combat characters. I love the Lamasus. It's very fun. The magic damage, and they're also cheaper than Bale's Horses. Still probably the Bale's Horse character, although the Lamasus are cheaper, so you're getting something out of that. Valkia does get peppered. Sadistic Snare, keeping her trapped in place for, it's a really long snare, but it makes sense. That one is really short range. But the Lamasus and the Hobo Goblin Riders are able to take down the Minotaurs here in the backfield. On the back objective, though, has Pwn stolen it? He has. No, he hasn't actually. No, Chaos Dwarves still have this one. And the middle actually went to, let's see who owns this one. It's going to be owned by the Chaos Dwarves as well. So the Chaos Dwarves have reversed the cap a little bit. And a big part of the problem is the Kadai Fireborn. The Kadai Fireborn are a really hard counter against demonic infantry. Anti-infantry, magic damage. I mean, it's everything you want. And here the Kadai Fireborn are putting a massive hurting on these very expensive Exalted Bloodletters. There are some Minotaurs supporting and some Throwing Axes as well. So the Kadai are finally going to be withering away to ash, but not before they do quite a bit of damage and buy the Chaos Dwarves some much needed time. In the backfield, Valkia is going to be going after Zoltor, but Zoltor is, who does he have with him? Uh-oh, this is not good. Zoltor is actually trapped here. You can see Valkia does have Karanak, and if the, oh man, if the snare is off cooldown right now, that would be a dead Zaytan. I'll start calling him by his real name. We're going to try our best. But he is going to flee. Back objective owned by the Bloodletters. Bloodletters 69 of Hashit's chosen. That's what she said. But here we see the objective firmly held by the Chaos Dwarves. The middle point starting to rotate back. Chaos Dwarves kind of running out of steam here a little bit. Cultists of Khorne does get pushed back, but the Minotaurs, as well as the hordes of Khornate Marauders and Bloodletters, are surging forward to push back the very tattered Chaos Dwarf pocket that is still remaining there. So Final Transmutation going down on Valkia. She does have 35% spell resist. See, if this were a pre-patch Khorne, we might have actually seen Valkia die, right? But now she's barely going to live because the extra spell resist that the Mortals got, you know, that's a 20% damage mitigation from what it was before. Karanak getting blunderbussed in the face a little bit, but he is able to feast on those guys. Now the Chaos Dwarves are going to have a pretty nasty counterpunch, actually. We're seeing Bull Centaurs, and are they the Great Open variant? They are Render, so that's pretty good against the Minotaurs. They'll trade relatively evenly. Blunderbuss is coming up to provide some Overwatch fire as well, and Zaytan has jumped back here on his magic damage Lammasu, which is going to surpass the physical resist of these Exalted Bloodletters, and probably will be stabilizing this objective at the end of the day. This is one of the first games I've ever seen Zaytan look decent. This is a very, very impressive play by Shaper of Fate, because normally he's considered to be a very low-tier meme pick, but you know what? I'm honestly kind of thinking he's not doing too bad. His snares have been cool, not much damage value, but he's kind of being used more like a utility character here. But up in the middle, we do see Khorne with a fair amount. They got a full health unit of Minotaurs. On the backside, we see Furies as well as the Hounds of the Blood Hunt coming out. And the Sorcerer Prophet, or no, the Sorcerer Demonsmith Sorcerer, getting hunted by Karanak. Wounded Prey. Uh-oh, Karanak is on it. If this guy gets caught, that could be a really, really big crushing play. That would be brutal. Probably getting the Bull Centaur Renders to save him is 100% worth it. I suspect he's got more Winds of Magic. And here comes the Blunderbusses moving up. And what else is it going to be? Oh, Infernal Guard. Now, in this matchup, the Infernal Guard, the Infernal Ironsworn, in my opinion, are a little bit better. But even still, these guys trade well. They have good combat stats, and they can hang in there and do some good fighting. So Demonsmith Sorcerer is trying to get away from the Khornate units. The Hounds of the Blood Hunt and Karanak are hot on the hunt. And the Bull Centaur Render is going to be rerouting over here to come and help. Granted, they're going to be heavily outnumbered, but their attacks will hurt. They have a good charge bonus. And here we see the Infernal Guard Fireglaive shooting from downtown, ripping a couple cost-effective shots into the advancing horsemen right here. Those Bull Centaurs are going to need a little bit of sauce right now because they're really, really getting swarmed here. And the Prey of the Blood God is active, hunting the mages. Very flavorful stuff. But we do see the Demonsmith Sorcerer at 4 leadership hanging in there. Chaos Dwarves are a very stalwart faction. The Bull Centaurs need to stay here and continue helping that Demonsmith. And he cannot cast spells right now because Karanak is nearby, so he is going to be silenced. Yeah, you see the brass collar of Bloody Vengeance. Yeah, very heavy metal. But the Bull Centaurs getting an engagement on the Minotaurs, but they're very beat up, so they're probably going to end up losing that fight. We do see some Infernal Guard helping out. They may be able to turn the tide of that. Demonsmith Sorcerer is on the run. Chaos Dwarves moving up with Infernal Guard, and Zaytan has really secured the back point, so back here doesn't look like Khorne is going to be threatening at that point for the foreseeable future. And as far as the points go, Khorne is looking pretty good on the objectives. They're about to reach 1,000 points. We do see 650, 660 for the Chaos Dwarves. And the Infernal Guard Fireglaves continuing to do good work. Bull Centaur Render is going to be pulling back, but this is going to be a very rough engagement. Furies are going to jump on top of them, and Infernal Guard Fireglaves are halberd units, so they will get wrecked by Furies. I mean, I think they would still win in a vacuum, but like the value trading from how much each unit costs, it's not necessarily going to be a good situation. So Fury swarming right there. Bull Centaur Renders jumping onto the Fleshhounds and Karanak and trying to fight to the bitter end here. You know, Pone's army is pretty beat up as well. We got more blunderbusses coming in. One of the only ways the Chaos Dwarves could probably scrap this game back is if this unit here, this blunderbuss unit, can get a couple really nasty picks. Like if they can pick off Karanak and the Minotaurs, maybe, just maybe. And here we do see the Infernal Guard making a play for the objective and doing well, but the throwing axes are certainly going to start hurting as we do see Zaytan running away there. The armor, oh, he's got some weird armor ability. What is that? Oh, okay, that gives him some ward save. That's pretty nice, 20% ward save on that. But the Infernal Guard doing their job, but now they're going to be fighting a very hard fight here as we do see the Exalted Bloodletters coming up. And even in their very beleaguered state, they're probably still going to do well. Blunderbusses, where are they shooting? So we're going to pay close attention to this. You really have to make sure you get those open lines of sight, just like tabletop as well. And the Blunderbusses of Hashut opening up here on the Minotaurs of Khorne. And then we got the Hobgoblins coming in for the Cowardly Despoiler's flank, which I love that. And those Minotaurs are going to be breaking here in a moment. Definitely got to get your hands on Karanak if you can. Yeah, they have their sights set on Karanak, and they're going to get a lot of shots on him, but he is kind of in cover there a little bit. But Karanak could start to crumble. One more volley like that, and Karanak probably is done for. Now, as far as the objective goes, we do see the Infernal Guard. Probably will win this fight just barely, but the back objective is now going to be pressured by Pone as well. He's really trying to put the nail in the coffin in this game, and he does have what kind of Minotaurs? Great weapons. Yeah, it's still enough to kill some Turf Warriors, and a Marauder unit is going to be screaming over there as well. So more flyers in to shut down the blunderbusses, but blunderbusses can take on Furies. It's tar pits them, right? Here we have more Chaos Dwarf Warriors being called out, and look at this, man. Karanak is just barely alive. You can see Zaytan wants the kill, pushing forth on his Lammasu. And is he going to close the distance with Khorne's champion? He gets in there, and I think we're going to be seeing the end of Karanak here. 200 HP. The Lammasu, it is an anti-magic monster itself. 1100 HP. Karanak hanging in there, but it looks like he's going to be disintegrating, but not before he gets the prey of the Blood God. He's going to be taking Zaytan to the pits of hell with him. And Zaytan is probably going to get snared and or finished off by these Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, as well as the Hound to the Bloodhound. And Zoltor does go down, but Relentless Rage used by Professor Pone on Karanak. So at least the Hound can savor its victory. We see the blunderbusses for the Chaos Dwarves ripping some very, very good shots, but I think they've just lost too much agency on the battlefield, and Khorne is ahead on value now, which is certainly not good. And the Chaos Dwarves are a little bit resurgent here, honestly. If there was another 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, I suspect the blunderbusses might be able to move up and take the middle objective, but even then, Pone would have captured the side objective here. So we see objective 1 going to the GOAT of Total War multiplayer, Professor Pone, as he does get this, and it is going to be flipping here in just a moment. So that's GG, well played. I don't see too many more chances for the Chaos Dwarves to get back in this, but this was a really, really good kickoff to the stream. Great game between these two mighty champions, but it looks like Khorne is going to be taking it. Khorne for the Corn Dog. Indeed. We got Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Yeah, he's trying to fan out to get all the points, but like he would have to also get Khorne's back point. Only way maybe he could do that, living on a prayer, would be to save up 1,100 supplies and then go back there with 2 fast cab, like 2 Wolf Rider cab, and just try and ninja that and hope that, you know, Pone isn't paying attention. But Pone, you know, obviously Khorne has very good fast response. They have Flesh Hounds, they have Furies, they have Warhounds, things that can get to objectives very, very quickly, right? On the backside, Marauders holding on the point, and we see the Chaos Dwarves surging forward, blunderbusses moving up. Blunderbusses are pretty fun. My only gripe with them in tabletop is that they're only strength 3, so like they really struggle to wound things, which has been my problem. If they were strength 4, they'd be really good, but that's a pretty cool shot right there. That's a convenient time for the lag. Oh my god, those Furies just get obliterated. Look at the HP bar. It still hasn't even gone down yet. But those Furies took so much freaking damage, and the blunderbusses should be able to beat them in melee from there. The other blunderbuss is going to be opening up on the Minotaurs of Khorne. Granted, Pone swarming in with his Flesh Hounds, trying to keep things at bay. Really nice flank right here, coming up and around the side. Good to be shutting down those Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Points are going to be ticking down. It's very easy when you're in these games to not realize like the point situation, but overall, yeah, great game. And that was a super off-meta Chaos Dwarfs too. Like double Lammasu character, that is not something you hear about. So yeah, a good effort there. A very, very solid, good effort. GG, well played. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I certainly did. Karanak, what kind of value did Khorne's best boy get? 1900. Valkia kind of got blasted a little bit, but she did fine. The rest of the build was good. The only questionable pick from Pone for me is the Halberds. I don't really see why you need them in this matchup. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just like a big expensive target. Against Chaos Dwarves, you typically don't want to bring expensive infantry. They're really good at killing infantry. So yeah, and for Shaper of Fate, he had a super cool build. I just think the one thing that performed really well for him, the Deathstreaker did fine, but I really liked the Kadai. I would say get another one of those. Like even like 3 of them, they would have been good against most of this build. Zoltor was cool. Blunderbuss play was very nice. 800 and 2300. Fireborn, Fireglaves doing good value as well. And it was fun. Yeah, really cool Chorf army. Really, really fun. All right, so let's go take a look at the website and refresh and see how far along we are in the rounds. Hopefully everybody's going to be wrapping up here in an expedient manner. And still a couple games to go. So we have Outer Region defeated Jeff Bob. Harrison lost to Kond. Dark Age Rush defeated Apostate. Boss Toss defeated Soybacta. And then we have this game to be reported, which is down here. And a couple rounds yet to go. So today's tournament, we're banning the top 5 factions. So these factions are all banned for today. It's something that for SFT format, which is a more casual competitive format, it's still competitive and more on the casual end of the spectrum. It's nice because it allows people to play more off-meta factions and not get punished by the meta, right? Like Wood Elves and Kislev and Beastmen, and you know, Slaanesh doesn't belong here in my opinion. I just think that a couple really good players have been playing them. They don't belong here, but Dwarves do. So overall, I think like it opens up more options, right? Which I think is fun. So yeah, GG, well played. Good match between those mighty champions. And let's see how we're looking here. Do we have a little bit of time for an intermission game, I wonder? Probably not, but we're going to go check the tournament here anyways and find out. GG, well played. GG. Wood Elf win rate is nuts this season. Yeah, they're pretty good. We'll be seeing them in the season finals. So this weekend, the Saturday the 17th, So what, 3 days from now, we're going to be having the Total Tavern season finals. So you're going to be seeing the top 16 players in the world facing off for a pretty decent prize. It should be, yeah, I don't know, $300, $400, $500, something around there, which is pretty cool. For Total War, that's big. And yeah, we're not going to have time for another game. There's only 3 rounds yet to finish, and they should be wrapping up here soon. All right, so we'll figure out who you want to cast next. Now, what would I do if I was Chaos Dwarves against a meta, if I knew I was playing Khorne? It's a tricky choice. I didn't hate the Zoltor pick. He was pretty cool, actually. Astragoth is fine. He's nice because he can fight against Valkia well. But the Sorcerer Prophet, yeah, he's actually... Sorcerer Prophet probably isn't good there. I think you go for Zoltan or Astragoth. Although him getting silenced is going to suck if he gets, like, chased. Yeah, maybe Zaytan isn't a bad pick in that matchup. Maybe that is the forbidden tech, right? It could be. Hey, Count, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, man. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, what's the most optimal Lord against Khorne? It probably still is a Bale Torch, right? Because he can avoid Karanak if he's in the sky. So what Lord Magic would I go? Probably Death is okay there. Fire, you could go Fire just to clear out the Marauders and the Bloodletters and things like that, but they do have fat spell resist, so probably just Death, and that helps you win the duel against the characters. So I'd probably just go Spirit Leech and then cut, and you bring Infernal, Bale Taurus. For the front line, you definitely just get like standard Chaos Dwarf Warriors. I think a couple of those. I highly recommend these guys. I think they're just so freaking good. The Zoltor is cool. Yeah, I got it. All right. So as far as artillery goes, I wouldn't bring any in the opening build. Deathreakers are okay. I actually like the Magma a little bit more in this matchup because it can clear out the infantry. Now, we'll bring a Kadai in the opening build, and then we could just get like a Laborer to send over to the side objective. I really like the Kadai Fireborn. I felt like they were one of the big elements. And then you can actually call in an Infernal Ironsworn. They're pretty damn good against Khorne. They wreck most of the demon infantry, and they're very, very resilient. So I'm a fan of bringing one of those. You always max out on these Cowardly Despoilers. Bull Centaur Render, I think having one is pretty necessary, just in case. The Fireglaive, I like that pick. I thought the Fireglaive pick was pretty sweet. Do we really need the Bull Centaur Render? Like, what are the large targets Khorne's going to bring? It's just Minotaurs, really. Although Fleshhounds too. Yeah, so okay, I think we do need them. 3 of those is probably adequate. And yeah, they're a very elite army. You very quickly run out of resources, which is one of the scary things. From here, I would like to get, like, I like the Blunderbuss. I like one Blunderbuss, although they are really expensive. I think the Fireglaives are a nice tech, just like a one-off. You bring some of these Hobo Shankers, and yeah, it's such a weird amount of money. Do we have the Hellbound on this thing? We don't want Hellbound on that. It should be off by default. Something like this would probably be what I would bring if I were in a tournament match. Yeah, the Blunderbusses are really good, but the Fireglaives, I like them because they can fight the Minotaurs and the Fleshhounds if they have to. And yeah, you got the Hobos. One sneaky get is pretty good. I mean, you could feasibly cut the Infernal Ironsworn, as much as it pains me to do that. Like, you could cut this, and this, and move them up here, which actually I maybe like a little bit more. You send like one Chaos Dwarf to the flank, and then you send the Ironsworn with the other warrior to the middle. And then this is going to allow us to get like a couple more dudes for the Dude God. Sneaky gets are okay. They give you like quick capture weight. And let's see. The Blunderbuss could be squeaked in there. Yeah, you know what? This is for all the homies. We'll get a Blunderbuss. Yeah. No, Dreadquake sucks against Khorne. Khorne will just swarm it with Valkia and you just can't stop her. You kind of can, but it's still very difficult. I like this. I like this build. It looks like an auto-gen build, but it's actually, I think, pretty good. All right, let's see how we're looking in the rounds. Let's refresh this. Thank you guys all for joining tonight. Bring 2 artillery and all goblins. There are matchups where you do that, actually, but yeah, we got 1 game still to go. I'll tell the gentleman, let me know when he's done. Let me know when done. Good luck, good luck. All right. I think It's a Vampire Coast game is the last one. Let's kind of pan on over here and look. All right, so scrolling down, we do see the last match is, yeah. That one is Vampire Coast versus Chaos Dwarves, that match, if I'm not mistaken. And looking at the stats, yeah, so Wood Elves are very dominant this season. The buffs to Deepwood Scouts, the buffs to the Wild Rider ROR, because one of the big weaknesses Wood Elves had this season was dealing with, you know, heavy cavalry, or in general, they always have. But now that they have an armor-piercing, anti-large cavalry unit that can wreck enemy cav effectively and, you know, cheaper, I think they cost about the same as a Great Stag Knight, but yeah, they wreck pretty damn hard. That's a big change. Deepwood Scouts are super good, even with 150 range. Kislev is just busted. Kislev sucks. They're still just super strong. Even CA just refuses to do appropriate nerfs for Kislev. I've been trying forever, but they always just, you know, take the easy route. Beastmen are good because they keep getting the scraps of every DLC. Like every time there's a DLC, Beastmen get the scraps. They get like the, you know, the Pestigors, the Zongors, and on top of that, they were already a pretty good faction. Anyways, looks like we're ready for the next round. Thank you, Pone. So let's head on over to the tournaments. The Undead Dowie. Yeah, it is basically. Yes. A little bit less resilient than the Dowie. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and advance the Swiss. Let's get this party started and have some fun. And all right. How are we looking? Yeah, we have that. Okay. So next round is live. Let's go ahead and notify the players. And we are good. All right. So let's find it. Goblins. And we have round 2 is live. All right, so round 2 is live. Outstanding. And we have moved on to the next round. Okay. Okay, just checking. What point in the game? Okay, so we're gonna check here. And now I need to give this player their buy round point, because it could affect the old tiebreakers. And as far as the match that we're going to be doing, Scrambled Egg Special is playing what? Oh my god, we have a Vampire Coast mirror match. We'll do Dark Age Rush versus Maverick Sloth. I don't feel like we don't need to dive into a mirror match quite yet. So let's go find Dark Age Rush. Okay. So lobby code, please. Okay. And all right, give him his buy round point, and then we go find Dark Ages game. Let's find the goodies. Okay, he doesn't have like a very easy lobby here. Okay, let's check this, and we will join that. I think there might be Cathay here. I think we might have a Cathay game. Let's find out. Okay, he's got the forbidden password that's slightly more complicated than the generic one. No, dude, I don't want a mirror match. Don't put us in that evil. You know why I love Total War as an RTS game? Well, I guess it's more of a hybrid RTS. Is we have like 25 factions or something. So mirror matches are very rare, typically, unless you get to the really sweaty level where somebody doesn't want to yield an advantage, so they just play a double, you know, mirror match. But okay, checking here. He found his opponent, just doing some slight admin work. It looks fine to me. So next round should get going here in just a second. So it is another Khorne game, but Grand Cathay, I'm curious to see how they'll fight against Khorne here. It could be a corny kind of night, just a lot of Khorne action. Thanks for the midweek respite. Well, thank you for joining. Yeah, it was the dreaded 1234 password. He got me. Son of a gun. Yeah, Kislev is fixable. You just need to like really lay the hammer down on them. Like I'm talking like 100 gold increases on a lot of their core units, so that their armies are way smaller. That would be more fair. If you increased a lot of Kislev units like cost, and then on top of that nerfed by our blood, the thing that makes them unbreakable, so like you cut its duration in half, then I think Kislev would probably be fine. Yeah, they're just so stupid to play against. And like you almost feel bad winning with Kislev. Yeah, it's just they're just so cheesy. I didn't eat no corn. You're gonna get the corn. You're gonna get the corn tonight. Hey, the smoking hot wife is here. Yes, the good luck charm. Yeah, the corn chariots are rolling out. Cornflakes. There'll be cornflakes. Oh, they're picking the tricky banners. So Grand Cathay against Khorne. I think you do an aggressive build actually. If you're playing Grand Cathay, I think you use the Wujing War Drum. Not the Wujing. Is it the Wujing? No, it's the Wujing War Compass. The drum is just called the Zhanggu War Drum. Is the ROR one, I think. Yeah, you move that thing up in a box on the middle objective with a bunch of good units, you know, Jade Warriors, and then you use other things to kill the troopers, right? Like a big dragon character or something like that. Probably Iron Dragon with like the breath attack just to clear things out would be good. Although Miao Ying with terracottas isn't like the worst thing in the world against Khorne either. Granted, you have to be really careful because Karanak can silence you. So with Karanak being in play, maybe going for a Dragon-Blooded Lord would be better. Although the heals on Miao Ying are very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Make Buyer Blood an activated ability, so it has to be microed in time. That would actually be good, yeah. That's actually a really good idea. The only thing is that would probably mess with Kislev's campaign, and you know you don't want to do that. You want them to kind of be changes that both sides would want. I don't know if Kislev is like particularly OP. Is Kislev like OP in campaign? Do they just like steamroll, or do they have like small enough territory and weird mechanics that they don't like dominate the campaign map? Yeah, I'm curious about that. Anyways, what matchup would Scarbrand work in? Yeah, Scarbrand would work better against factions that do not have good quality shooting. So Lucas, you wouldn't want to use Scarbrand in matchups where you have to worry about him being shot, like more melee centric factions. So like, you know, against, I don't know, Nurgle, for example, Slanesh, you know, Beastmen you probably get away with because they don't have like hard shooting that's going to kill him quickly. You just don't want to use them against factions that can karate chop him from a distance. I still love that Zhanggu means war drum, so it's just the war drum, really. Kislev is strong, but has some early challenges in campaign. Got it. Ostankya is OP. Kislev is not a map roller. Got it. Yeah, I'm really out of touch with campaign, so I have no idea. I'm just a bit of a potato here. Yeah, all right. So scrolling on up, let's see what the doctor's cooking here. As far as players who've won round 1, yeah, okay, we got everybody here. Yeah, good showing tonight. Real short notice. We've got a lot of high-level players playing Vampire Coast. I know Outer Region's playing, I think, Empire. And yeah, so we have a fair amount of Empire players. Oh, no, wait. It was Empire versus Coast, that game. Oh, we should have casted that. That would have been really good. In another life, ladies and gentlemen. In another life. Let me check. Yeah, we'll do this one. I want to see Cathay. Cathay's in the thumbnail for tonight, so I feel like they need some love. Kislev is honestly kind of tough. Yeah, I remember when I first played the Kislev campaign, it was actually kind of a difficult one. At least, but that was like right when Game 3 launched. I haven't touched it since then. I would wager Mother Ostankya is kind of OP. Who's like the most OP campaign in all of Total War? Is it like Greenskins with their Rapid Confederation and the WOG mechanic? Or is there a faction that's like even more degenerate on the campaign map? I think like last time I played campaign actively, it was probably Greenskins, but that's been a long time ago. All right, game's firing off here. You rooting for Dark Age? We will see. We will see. Playing as Azazel versus Kislev is very annoying in campaign, I bet. Changeling, is the Changeling OP? Okay, I see Changeling, I see Grom. Scarbrand. Cathay is stupidly OP. Changeling is easy mode, Taurox. All right. I'm seeing a lot of people saying Scarbrand, though. In Changeling. Dwarfs, once they get their economy running. Yeah, dwarfs have really good auto-resolve, too, so that's super nice. Oh my god, a Khorne chariot. A Gorby's chariot. This is some forbidden tech we haven't seen in many ages. Quite excited for this. Scarbrand's movement is insane. Yeah, does he just fly around? Khorne's OP. Makes sense. Lore friendly. You know, Warhammer Satan is OP. Yeah, let's not surprised to hear it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the forces of Khorne. It is going to be the Soul Grinder of Khorne, the most forbidden of all techs. Now, this thing has a cannon that you can't aim. Aside from that, it's pretty good in melee. So if it needs to fight, I think this is in anticipation of Terracotta Sentinel, right? Because the Soul Grinder is going to be able to fight a Terracotta pretty well, probably. We got Marauders, a Wild Gorby's Chariot, which on paper should be very good against the Cathay Infantry. We're going to see. I mean, Chariots typically are very weird. We have a Cultist, a Valkia, and the Soul Grinder. Yeah, cool builds tonight. Hey, Nikki, thank you for the $5. Dollar for the dollar god all day, man, all day. The dollar is strong here. So we got the Zhanggu War Drum with the Cathay Battle Line, the Wujing War Compass, and Miao Ying. Okay. And a Terracotta. So it's very much like Cathay. It's going to park on the middle of the map, and it's going to drop some fat compass bombardments. So the Wujing War Compass does have a combat of Cassandora and also 2 Celestial Lightnings. And Miao Ying is going to be bringing her healing kit. So we got Regrowth and Earthblood, both of those. I feel like you only really need to bring one or the other, and you could bring her Damage Spell just to provide some utility, but even still, it's not going to be terrible. So the War Drum will give some nice buffs. You can see it could potentially give melee attack and ITP, or it can give armor. Probably going to give the melee attack and ITP, which will be useful against Terror for those Cathay troopers, and it also gives leadership too, which is pretty nuts. So this army is going to be tough to break. It's going to be very tough to break. If you're Khorne, if I were Khorne here, what I would do is I'd be like, okay, I'm going to play this objective and this objective. I'm not going to engage you, like, at all. And then when Cathay moves and waddles to engage you, that's when you fight them. That's when you attack things on the flanks. There's not really too much sense in attacking into Cathay's death box because this is going to be super hard to break. Terracotta Sentinels, you know, actually in retrospect, the Terracotta Sentinel might beat a Soul Grinder of Khorne. We have 12.6, 81, 38, 600 against 8,000. Yeah, okay. 4,000 HP difference, a big stat difference favoring the Terracotta also. So the Terracotta Sentinel would, yeah, it would beat that Soul Grinder of Khorne, which is very, very cost effective. Soul Grinder's a lot faster, 75 speed against, I think, 50 on the Terracotta. Yeah, 48. So it's close, but it's time, man. Here we go. All right, so the Soul Grinder moving up, picking off a couple of Cathay Warriors. Nope, none of them actually died. They all just ate a cannonball to the face. Did they? It said, oh, okay, they did. It just took a moment to register the death animations there. But yeah, the dreaded Khorne kiting build. I'm loving this. So Maverick Soth going to be moving in, and the Soul Grinder. Oh my god, with this side shot there. He knows the tech, dude. That's wild. Valkia will be effective against the Terracotta if she's able to get it. Khorne is making the decision to go fight a little bit here in the middle, which is potentially going to be very dangerous. Chariot does capture the side objective and is going to be coming up around the side. We do see some Iron Hail Gunners, so the Cathay Blunderbusses are going to be moving up towards the objective here. Meanwhile, the big Khorne man, the Soul Grinder, he's getting some pretty cost-effective side engagements, and Khorne is going to be retreating from the front. The Storm Dragon, as well as the Terracotta Sentinel, able to send these Marauders packing and running as the cannon from, oh, look at that, the cannon from the Soul Grinder actually shot at the Terracotta. I was thinking of the Lizardman monster when I think my brain tried to say that. But it did manage to nail the Terracotta Sentinel and do a little bit of damage. Valky the Bloody going to be shutting down the Blunderbusses. This is exactly what you want to be doing with her. Although if those Blunderbusses go guard mode, they could annihilate the Soul Grinder right now. Yeah, that would be a very, very strong play. I don't know why Dark Age isn't doing it. Slap him in guard mode and spam click on that Soul Grinder. They would shoot him in the face and do a lot of damage. But they're trying to run right now, getting next to the War Drum. Chariots coming in the back here for Khorne, as we do see the Onyx Crowmen chasing down the Fleshhounds. Fleshhounds going to out-micro them and run away back to the support of some of the Chaos Warriors. And now we continue to see Valky the Bloody going after the Iron Hail Gunners. But the Storm Dragon is a very good fighter and does magic damage too, which can be relevant against various demons. Valky doesn't have Phys Res though, but she is able to escape using the Demon Shield, and that's going to be an okay Sleipnir. Definitely not bad. Oh, really good Sleipnir. Okay, that was way better than expected. We see the Jade Warriors in the front getting nailed by Maverick Sloths. Filthy, filthy Sleipnir. Iron Hail Gunners ripping some cost-effective firepower here into the Gorbeast Chariots as they do try and flee, but they're able to get away before too much damage is done. Grand Cathay can't just sit in the middle. That's a really nice Earthblood right there. That's going to be pretty much healing all of the stuff that did take damage. But the Terracotta, yeah, Dark Age is going to need to start playing the other side. You're going to have to grab this unit, maybe, this one, and move up here, and then get your units all over this point, right? That is what needs to happen, 100%. Cultists of Khorne getting smashed up. It looks like Grand Cathay is just trying to value trade a little bit before moving out, you know, trying to take what they can. But the Khorne player quickly got the memo that you don't have to fight the Cathay box. That's a big difference between land battle and Dom, right? Is Dom, the objectives are going to be forcing you to fight in different positions in a more kind of mobile manner. Although in many land battle games, there's more mobility-focused gameplay too. It's an interesting one. It's just in that regard as it pertains to like engaging against boxes and things like that. Some maps can box really well. Like if you're on a map where there's a home objective, a middle one, and then you know, middle objective here and then one here, you can definitely just box on the middle objective, but that isn't one of these. You guys knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Iron Hail Gunners shooting into the Marauders. They are shielded. And here we do see Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, giving the business to this cultist. So even though she just, you know, might not look like the mightiest fighter, it's literally like a demigod in human form. So she is going to be showing this cultist who's boss. And we do see a Bloodletter summon coming out of the cultist. So before he goes down on his shield, goes out on his shield, metaphorically speaking, probably literally, he does summon the Blood God's favor and calls out some Bloodletter, super heavy metal. But Iron Hail Gunners are shooting, and Grand Cathay moves down to get this side in a big old comet, but it does kind of miss those guys. But we are going to get the Wujing War Compass here. Unfortunately, it doesn't provide harmony, but Cathay probably going to be able to steal this objective. They do have a lot of capture weight here. Khorne they do have a Warrior, though. The Warrior's going to take a long time to go down here, and Cathay is also playing towards Objective 3 as well. As far as value trading goes, it's very even, which is not good for Khorne. Khorne does not want the even value with Dark Age Rush. Dark Age Rush has Earthblood and Regrowth, both of which are going to be pretty impactful. The Blood Shrine of Khorne, the Motorcycle, the Harley Davidson of Warhammer Fantasy. Going to be moving in to run over some of these and doing an epic spinning attack as it does go in. The Summoned Bloodletters are hot on their tail as well. And now it looks like there's going to be a fat bombardment coming in from the Wujing War Compass. Don't chase. No, that's just going to be the lightning. So that was the Celestial Lightning. So we do see the demons disintegrate, but not before the Bloodletters, as well as the Soul Grinder and the Blood Shrine of Khorne are able to shut down the Iron Hail Gunners. And where are these two characters going to be going? I think that the middle is looking relatively secure for Grand Cathay. They just need 2 objectives to win. So I think it's a mistake for Grand Cathay to play more than 2 objectives. I think you just play this objective and down here, and then you just hold those 2, and that's how you win, right? Comet is a bit of a swing and a miss. Dark Age Rush with a big lapse in micro. He's been sitting here for a good minute, well, about 30 seconds with his 2 characters, but now he's going to be engaging, and oh yeah, the big spanking attack. Terracotta Sentinels have some of the coolest animations. And the Zhangu War Drum is pretty nuts. The ITP, the leadership buff, it's really good in these type of situations. So Cathay is holding onto the point very well. We do see Objective 2 in the clutches of Grand Cathay. Meanwhile, down here on Objective Uno, it looks like Cathay is also going to be taking this one. Valiantly does favor Maverick Sloth, but not by much. In the back, we do see the Hounds of the Blunt Hunt versus the Peasant Horsemen, but Crowmen have been called out. They will be able to help turn that tide. And nice usage of the Crowmen to sandwich in against these Chaos Warriors. And even though they don't have good AP against the Chaos Warriors, the surround will be devastating, and it will probably lead to the demise of the Warriors. You can see they're not losing too many models, but leadership is going to come into play as well, right? So middle objective owned by Grand Cathay. Does Khorne have the steam to really push this? They're going to need to take one of these points rather quickly. Terracotta Sentinel here is going to be having a monster fight, a kaiju battle with the Soul Grinder, and it bonks him on the back, doing some really, really big damage. I mean, man, Terracotta's hit very hard. You can see he's partially wounded, so that it's going to be mitigating his damage a little bit, but even with the wounds... no, he's not wounded. Why? What is this? Wounds? Is that just like a perpetual thing on SEs? And okay, it's not applied yet. But yeah, 600 is their base. Oh my god, that Sloughnir, disgusting. Really good cast there. Going to be getting rid of the Peasant Spears most likely, which will allow the Minotaurs to feast. Khorne is doing a big crash in the middle. Grand Cathay does own the objective, but it looks like Khorne is going to get some momentum back on this one. Grand Cathay does have a fair amount of units on the low ground objective. They're going to want to hang on to this one, but Khorne with an absolute blitz in the middle. Minotaurs from both sides getting a big sandwich, moving in, and the Grand Cathay troopers are surrounded by the hordes of hell. And we do see the Terracotta trying to take down the Minotaurs from the back. War Drum is still nearby as well. Terracotta Sentinel does have the disdain of the Dragon Emperor, so he is going to be at 82 melee attack, which is pretty nuts. So his chance of hitting things is very high. The Blood Shrine also giving nice AoE buffs, so that is going to be giving the Totem of Endless Bloodletting, so it's melee attack and leadership, and it also heals passively in combat, which is very, very good. So Minotaurs are going to have 60 melee attack here, which is going to be very, very nuts. The middle objective still held by the Blood God. We got Jade Warrior Halberds coming up, and Khorne is going to be calling in Chaos Warriors with Halberds. I'm surprised we're not seeing more heavy Bloodletter play. I feel like they're very, very good in this matchup, but yeah, I'm sure they'll arrive at some point or other. Grand Cathay's Crows are hanging in there, but they're getting a little bit beat up here. That is going to be the Wujing Compass. Is that going to be a Bombard? Is that the big one? The big Chungut Comet? The Comet? No, it's not. Okay, so it does hit the Chaos Warriors. That's the Celestial Lightning. Not bad at all, as we see another Wujing being called back in here. So big heavy metal brawl in the middle, side objective, firmly owned by Cathay. They have, 3 units down there who will probably remain there for the duration of the game. The Khorne Towers are getting a little bit beat up here. The Zhangu War Drum giving Cathay that unnatural staying power that they usually are not known for. Valky the Bloody able to get the Terracotta Sentinel down to a pretty low amount of health, but not before this thing's already gotten 1600 value. And yeah, you do see her. Valky, as soon as it turns around, Valky is like a chihuahua. It'll bark at you and nip at your heels, but as soon as you as soon as you turn and look at the Chihuahua, it's going to run away, right? It's a classic. But here we do see the Terracotta Sentinel now doing battle with the Minotaurs of Khorne, and here the Zhangu War Drum stands firm, and it is giving Cathay that really, really nice staying power. Now, as far as the points go, Maverick Sloth is at 753. What I would really like to see would be like a Mission Impossible Bloodletter. Like one Exalted Bloodletter or even a basic one could probably kill all of these units. Like something sneaky like that, while you're also holding the middle, right? But Khorne is probably going to run out of staying power here. They just don't have the fighting presence of, Miao Ying as well as the Terracotta. And now that we've got Jade Warrior Halberds arriving, Grand Cathay is going to be here with a lot of pointy sticks, and you're going to start seeing these Minotaurs go down, and also some progressive damage on this Soul Grinder, which you can see a couple Halberd attacks have piled in. He's taken some damage, as the French would say. And the Terracotta Sentinel coming in with a big steel chair. Minotaurs are going to be on the run. They're pulling back. They're not broken yet. They're able to kind of stay firm. The objective is starting to flip back to Cathay. But Khorne, I think Khorne is very committed to just playing for a points victory. I think they're just going to hold for as long as they can. I think they probably realize that Grand Cathay would eventually win a grind if it were just like a land battle. But again, it's not land battle here. It's a bit of a different beast. Chaos Warriors with Halberds are going to be on their way up. But the healing coming in has been big. And now the Terracotta Sentinel is going to be getting a fat regrowth, which is going to be brutal. Oh, Kaiju fight. I just recently watched Pacific Rim again. Oh, that movie's so cool, the original Pacific Rim. This thing totally gives you the Kaiju, not the Kaiju, but the Jaeger vibes. Terracotta gets the regrowth. That's nice. That's also going to help with his vigor, which is meaningful. Soul Grinder and the Blood Shrine are here providing their capture weight. And we see a couple peasant horsemen who are going to be rushing over to the other side to try and grab this objective. Now, this is the common hardship for Grand Cathay is winning on points, right? Like, especially if you bring a build that's very box focused, your big weakness is going to be, you know, capturing objectives. But I suspect if Grand Cathay is able to get this objective, they probably won't lose it again. Here on this side, we do see a couple peasant horsemen for Dark Age Rush attempting to steal the point, but Khorne is not going to be having any of that. The Marauder horsemen and all the SEs are going to be chasing them down. But the middle's going to be flipping. So now if you're Grand Cathay, you just send units there and here. You just, you know, send things right out of the spawn and send them right to this middle area. And that way they can respond to the 2 threats wherever they're needed. But as it currently stands, we would see Cathay barely win this game. It would be, they would win on the 2 objectives right now. It'd be very, very close, but they would get it done. Pacific Rim is great. Yeah, it's super fun. It's just, you know, when you go to a Godzilla movie, you just want to see Godzilla fight other monsters, right? You know, the plot isn't as important. If the fight scenes are really cool, you know, and Pacific Rim really, really goes by the same metric. Peasant Horsemen going to be cruising around. We see the Hounds of the Blood Hunt battling the Onyx Crowmen. I don't know who's going to win that fight, but Khorne is going to be making a rotation to the side objective. Grand Cathay is going to be leaving a fair amount of units in the middle, so we do have the Spears and also a very healthy unit of Halberds and Miao Ying. And I think the Terracotta Sentinel is going to be enough to really, really, you know, deter Khorne from getting this point. On the side, Khorne does have their clutches on this one. They have some horsemen, and they're going to need their SEs over here. I mean, the SEs could come back to the middle, but they would get bullied by... that's a problem, right? For Khorne, is that the Grand Cathay army has 2 big bullies. It has Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, and also the Terracotta, so they can each kind of fan out and cover one of these bases. Minotaurs of Khorne getting attacked by the dreaded anime attacks from the Terracotta Sentinel. And we also see the Peasants and the Onyx Crowmen coming in. The forces of the Dragon Emperor descend on the Chosen of the Blood God, and they are going to be sent packing and running as the Khornate warriors are terrified at the might of this. I guess this is like a construct, right? Yeah, this mighty construct here. But yeah, I think that's probably GG. I don't know. I think Maverick Sloth is a good enough player that he's going to fight for a little bit longer. Maybe look for some opportunities. He only needs to cap another point for a short period of time to get back in the game. But, I mean, Cathay still has a lot of capture weight here. Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon of Dark Age Rush, is going to be coming across to probably shut down the Soul Grinder and or chase off the Blood Shrine. Although the objective is starting to flip a little bit. Grand Cathay, if they lose that, it could get dicey. They are able to firmly stomp down Khorne here on this side. On the side point, we do see some sneaky ninja play coming in from Dark Age Rush. So double Peasant Horsemen are going to be here. Khorne does not have a lot of supplies, but probably what they do is they send a Bloodhound over there as soon as they do have the 750 required or whatever the hell it is to pay for those guys. Khorne does manage to ninja the middle point using their Horsemen and their SEs and also their Chaos Warrior Halberds. They're going to have more capture weight than the Peasants. All right, so Khorne is still kind of in the game a little bit. It's a very, very close one. Down here, we see the double cap, though. Dark Age Rush showing his Cathay veteran skills as he knows this is his opportunity to strike here while the fighting is very, very heavy in the middle. But Objective 3, probably going to be going back to Grand Cathay here, and we do see Grand Cathay basically, I would say, playing a whack-a-mole right now. They're just bouncing between the Khorne army, which is, you know, they traded downward. Khorne definitely lost the value trading. Even though Khorne, you know, his value is nearby, it's worse than this because Miao Ying's healing is pretty nuts. And the Storm Dragon just showing this demon who's boss. He's shaken. He's got 800 HP. The Terracotta Sentinel is going to be coming in to bash this Blood Shrine and probably tear out some of the Khornate units. Side objective is taken, though. Very, very nice play there by Dark Age just to make sure he, you know, still wins the game. Oh, man, this is such a close one. That cap of Khorne got in the middle might have been enough to give them the W, actually. We're going to see here in just a second. It is a razor close game. But even still, I do think that it's like barely a win here for Dark Age, like barely. But again, time will tell, my friends. Low ground objective is going to be reinforced. We got a couple Jade Warriors hanging out there with some Peasant Long Spearmen. The reinforcing Peasant Horsemen crashing up from the high ground, going to be intercepted by the Khornate Flyers, the Chaos Furies. Middle objective starting to go back to Grand Cathay. And if Khorne is going to need to hold at least one objective, and I don't think they're going to be able to. They're just looking so beat up. Iron Hill Gunners are going to be on the way back in. We got more Peasant Long Spears coming to reinforce. Khorne's whole army is basically just like a couple beat up SEs. And then, you know, some Furies, right? Valkyria can't provide any capture weight to the battle, so she's not going to be able to, you know, ninja an objective by any stretch of the imagination. And the Khorne monster is not doing bad. The Soul Grinder was pretty cool. 1,400 value didn't quite pay for itself. And what's going on here? Okay, he was just bonking someone in the head. It looks like he had fallen over. Chaos Warrior Halberds probably getting good value here, but they're just too beat up. They're not going to be able to do it. And the Soul Grinder of Khorne still has a little bit of ammo left, trying to come in with the Bloodletters, then into that side objective. But at this point, the triple cap is going to seal the deal. Khorne just barely hanging in there. A couple Chaos Warriors do arrive. Cathay still has the capture advantage. Terracotta getting a terror route, riding off the Chaos Warriors of Khorne, which means the objective is going to be flipping to the Dragon Emperor's people. Yes, it does flip right there. Here comes some Jade Lancers, some Tattered Warriors. Iron Hill Gunner's going to go down and probably help out against that Soul Grinder right here. Soul Grinder are going to be trying to get a terror route. We do see the Bloodletter flank. Exalted Bloodletters, I think having one Exalted Bloodletter in this matchup is very good. Also a bit of a mistake not going super wide here. You know, having the Bloodletters deploy in a wider formation, they would have more front area, just like in Tabletop. And they would be able to do more damage. But Cathay in danger of losing objective 1, but are they really? Not really. Onyx Crowman probably will come and deal with that. And now looking at the points, Dark Age Rush has basically caught him in points, so it's just a situation that is not really winnable for Khorne. We do see the Chaos Warriors getting forced back here. Valkyrie the Bloody is going to be fleeing the scene, and the Zhangu drum build, it got the job done. The Storm Dragon as well as the Terracotta, big performers. Terracotta with 2,600 value. Storm Dragon sitting at 2,100, which is a very respectable amount. Low ground is owned by Grand Cathay, but Grand Cathay is about to pass Khorne in value too, which is going to seal the deal. The Bloodletters being Giga Chads, but they are also surrounded a little bit, being attacked by magic damage Onyx Crowmen, which do respectable DPS against them. A couple Fleshhounds being called in, and on the other side, Khorne is also threatening this side too. Man, Maverick Sloth didn't hear no bell. He's fighting to the bitter end to try and get this. His SC's coming down and providing the Totem of Endless Bloodletting to these troopers, but I don't know. Every objective is actually partially being captured by Khorne. This is a really, really stressful game. But I think he's going to get to 1,400 points too quickly. Khorne's Bloodletters actually putting in work here, and the Fleshhounds have arrived. No way. Is there going to be another comeback here from Khorne? That would be bananas. I don't think he's going to be able to do it in time, but if he does get a double cap soon, he would probably still win it. Khorne would, that is. So Fleshhounds get the job done. A couple Marauders do arrive. Middle objective is owned by Grand Cathay. Is Grand Cathay in a position where they would win on just one? I don't think so. And now down here, we see Khorne maybe stealing this objective. Grand Cathay desperately trying to defend this. Marauders have arrived. The Storm Dragon has turned into her human form. Although I think Dragon form would have been a little bit better to get terror routes and whatnot. But it looks like Grand Cathay does stabilize this. Just barely. Just barely. If they didn't, if it's just flipped to Khorne, that could have actually been a GG situation. Would have been very, very dodgy. Although he would still have a little bit of time to get the decap back. So middle point, we do have a couple horsemen arriving. Chaos Warrior Halberds fighting the Terracotta Sentinel. Iron Hill Gunners getting on the point, but they're about to get run over pretty badly by these Cornate Horsemen, so they do get punted, and they're going to be sliced and diced by those Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, which are very, very good diving units. One of my favorite units on the Cornate roster. Khorne does own objective number 1, but we see 1456. This is absolutely a Helm's Deep situation for Grand Cathay if they want to. They can just hunker down on one objective and not care about the rest of the map, because they're 28 seconds away from winning right now. So very sweaty match. This has been a great one. I think Cathay holds objective number 3, and even if Khorne does flip the middle, it's not going to matter at this point because he only needs to hold for another 18 seconds to win. This game is virtually unwinnable for Maverick Sloth. But man, what a good attempt at a comeback. Just shows his caliber as a player. Both of these guys are very, very good. But yeah, that was a great, great attempt at a comeback. And it kind of looked like there might be hope there for a second. Khorne was kind of swarming. I mean, they're going to get this one back. Grand Cathay continuing to play whack-a-mole here, and they get the dub. The Jade Custodians get it done for the Storm Dragon and for the Dragon Emperor. GG, well played. All right, what a great match. So let me make sure there's no admin stuff. Checking here. And let's see what we got. All right. Where are we at? Player disconnect? No, I think we're fine. All right. So yeah, Khorne Army was interesting. I think like if he just cuts the Soul Grinder and cuts the freaking Chariot and gets a bunch of Bloodletters and plays the side objectives, I think he wins that. Dark Age's build was pretty epic. Obviously, Terracotta and all these big like holding pieces and the drums. Iron Hill Gunners got some respectable value damage as well. Minotaurs came in and got good value. Yeah, not bad at all. Really, really fun match. I love that one. All right. Does she get capture weight when she goes human form? If she does, then yeah, that makes sense. I back in the day, she didn't used to do that, but I think they might have changed it so she does. All right. So yeah, we're basically done with the round. We just have one round or one game still going right now. So that was perfect timing. A long, sweaty game to prepare us for the next Duel of Fates, which is coming up here. And now we begin. The grinder paid for himself. He did, but I think 2 Bloodletters would have been, more cost effective and probably would have done more. All right. So how are we looking? Let's go to the tournament here and see. Yep. So we have Jeff, Bob, and Dager all fighting. You're saying there was a disconnect in one of the games? I don't see anybody telling me about that, so it should be fine for now. Where are we at? Okay. Yeah, not there. Not there. What determines capture weight? So capture weight is determined by units. So you can go in, actually. So Creative Assembly changed it. You can look at the capture weight of units by looking at their unit cards. So I don't know if you could do it here, but in-game you can. Yeah. Can you see it? I don't think you can unless you load into the game. Unless I'm missing something here. But infantry have 5 capture weight, cavalry have 4, monsters infantry have 3, characters have 3, artillery and they have 2. And that's, what did I miss? I think we got that. Yeah, so lords have 3, heroes have 3, infantry have 5. They have the most. Missile infantry have 5 also. Monsters cavalry have 3, and then regular cavalry have 4. Monsters and beasts, they have 3. If they're flying, they have none. War machines and artillery, I believe, have 2. I think we've nailed pretty much everything there. So that's kind of the tail of the tape. Yeah, it was fun to see Cathay in action. We'll take a break from corn games because we've gotten a lot of corn matches here. And I would imagine you guys want some other... I mean, as fun as corn is to watch, I think that's enough corn for tonight. All right, so we're advancing to the next round. Really, really good stuff by the players. Getting their games in an expedient fashion so we don't have to sit around and wait. And now let's go ahead and advance the Swiss to the next round. Oh yeah, expendable infantry have capture weight of 2. So like goblins, some goblins, yeah, it depends I guess. But yeah, they usually have 2 capture weight. All right, so let's get the brackets going and announce the tournament. Round 3 is live. So round 3 out of 4 is live. And now we have Dark Age Rush versus Scrambled Egg Special. Hadries versus Outer Region, that's got to be a sweaty one. And Professor Pone, they have a Corn Mirror match right now. Pone's playing a Corn Mirror, that's pretty funny. Let's go ahead and do... What is Hadries and Outer Region playing? That sounds like, I think it's Empire versus... Let's go see. So we have Empire and Hadries is playing what? Oh, Demons. Oh yeah, hell yeah, sign me up for that. Hopefully it doesn't lag. It should be fine. Lobby code, please. All right. So we're going to get that. Jordan, thank you for the fiber. Thanks for all the entertainment. Any chance you will cover Sins of a Solar Empire 2? It reminds me of doing Spice Wars in outer space. Shoot me a link in Discord, Jordan, if you're in the Discord channel. And then that will remind me to take a look. I often forget what I said 30 seconds ago, so it's definitely helpful to get such a reminder. And outer region, lobby, code, please. So, I mean, this could very well be a grand finals match, but it's happening in round 3. Undefeated players are outer region, Hadries, Dark Age Rush, Scrambled Egg Special. So we have Empire, Demons of Chaos, Cathay, Vampire Coast are undefeated so far. I don't know what Mr. Hill is playing, so that's another undefeated player. All right, so we're getting into the lobby here. I'm gonna go grab some water here in just a second, guys. It's getting real sweaty in here. Like it's 8:30 at night right now, and it's probably still in this room I'm in, like, I don't know, like 85 degrees. It's rough, dude. I live in a little mountain valley. It gets real sweaty in there. Okay, he's using the forbidden 123 password. All right, here we go. Oh, Dark Elves are good. Yeah, Dark Elves are a good faction in old domination mode. Yeah, they're very good. They have good units, good lords. You know, Malice Darkblade's good. Malekith is nice. Marathi could be good in some builds too. Soul Stealer is an insanely powerful spell. Repeater Crossbow Cavalry are great. Their infantry are pretty cost effective. Yeah, they're a good faction. Yeah. Aren't you in Los Angeles? No, I'm not. No, I live 2 hours away from Los Angeles, going north. I live in the mountains, and it's hot. I mean, it was like 100 degrees today, and it doesn't cool down that much at night too, so it's tough. I used to love summer when I was a kid. Obviously, it's because you're off school, but also it's because you're lean and healthy. But heat punishes you more as you get older. Like, the older you get, the more suffering you get from heat, I feel. You know, when you get a little bit overweight, probably eating too much salt, your cholesterol's up there a little bit. Flagellants are good. No, they're good. Yeah, usually you'll use Sigmar Suns and like 1 or 2 Flagellants in a couple of matchups. They're really good for holding ground. They usually lose their fights, but they do their thing. Santa Clara, I know exactly where you are. Yeah. No, I don't live in Bakersfield. Thank the Dark Gods. It's that is a really hot area. The only thing that's cool, the one thing about Bakersfield that would be rad is how the cost of living is way cheaper. But have you guys ever read about Valley Fever? A lot of you guys are probably international, so maybe you haven't heard of that, but it's pretty bonkers. So I had one of my best friends. He was an engineer in Bakersfield. So he worked for one of the country's biggest engineering companies. He was a civil engineer. And he lived in Bakersfield, California. And he was there for what, 6-7 years? And they have this thing called valley fever. And it's pretty insane. It's like a bacteria that is in the soil, and at certain points in the year, it like, you know, certain weather elements will like bring it out of the soil, and like you can develop like lifelong symptoms from it. It's brutal. Like you get exposed to this valley fever, and some people, especially folks who are like have poor respiratory systems or are at risk in that regard, you can straight up have lifelong issues with your lung capacity from it, and it doesn't go away, is what I've heard. I don't know the specifics, but you can look it up. It's called valley fever in Bakersfield, California. It's literally Nurgle soil. That was the one of the main reasons I didn't want to like ever live there. Yeah, that's cursed land, I know, but people live there. It's sad, you know. It's very affordable to live there, so people live there. Obviously, my friend was making a killing there. I don't live there, but my buddy did, and he left. He didn't get valley fever, thankfully. He's very stalwart. He's got a great immune system, so he took it like a champ. But yeah, Pone's in a mirror match. Pone, just go mass like 5 exalted bloodletters, Pone, in Scarbrand, and just move your army forward. Yeah, you gotta suffer. What's beaver fever? You just make that up? I feel like you did. Bakersfield is like more of a corn hellscape, though. It's like a hot desert wasteland. It's like if Korn and Nurgle had a child, it would be Bakersfield. Yeah. I love going out to the desert, but that place sucked. Yeah. Yeah, I love desert climates, actually. Like, I don't want to live in one per se, but I like to visit them. I think like nighttime in deserts is really beautiful, and there's like a certain majestic charm to these like deserts at night, like that crisp desert cold, like over the big empty plains and like the looming silence. There's definitely a magic to that. 100%. Yes. Yeah, lots of meth and cow dung. That's very accurate. The forbidden romance. It is. Arizona is where the Tomb Kings would be? Probably. Yeah, probably. Oh, the Prince and Emperor. Yes. Galmaraz. Magic damage. Let's go. And it is going to be an Exalted Lord of Change. Yeah, pretty standard Demons of Chaos stuff, right? You get some of the better infantry via the little gremlins, and then you get the big scary chicken. Who's going to do it? And that is that. That is that. Few things better than sitting on a campfire in a cold desert night. Yeah, there's a charm to that. Slaanesh. Vegas is pure Slaanesh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. It is time. Let the Nurglings feast. It is going to be the Emperor led by the Prince and Emperor, or the Empire led by the Prince and Emperor, Karl Franz, and a pretty well-rounded build. Free Company Militia for some, kind of hybrid shooting. Pistoliers to shoot at Furies and flying monsters. A single Great Cannon as well. And Karl Franz does do magic damage. He's a pretty nasty fighter against some of the big demons, right? That's why you would take him over Toddy, because he hits harder and does magic damage. So you get that 20% damage buff against the demons. And for Hadries and the Demons of Chaos, he's going to be rocking Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers are really difficult to get rid of. They have a massive HP pool of 11,600, and they will beat most Empire infantry. I think a Greatsword could beat them, but it would take a long time, and it wouldn't be a pretty trade either way. And honestly, yeah, Plague Bearers would probably do fine. Blues, basically just the archers and hybrid capture weight units that also are honestly probably good enough to fight stage troopers in melee if they have to. And the big chicken in the sky is going to be dropping Searing Doom on the Empire troopers and using the Golden Hounds of Gehennas from Hadries. Okay, that's a spell you don't see terribly often. But yeah, he's just going to be trying to nuke all the Empire infantry, it looks like. And for the Empire, he's got some high ground pistoliers who are going to rush up and grab this objective, which I really, really like. No landship, nothing too crazy, man. Dude, an Empire landship here would have been disgusting. The Demons of Chaos don't have anything to kill it. If there was a steam tank and or a landship, I feel like Hadries would be in colossal trouble. But it doesn't look like there's going to be one. So Hadries probably dodging a bullet. So we have the Empire cannon here in the back. Looks like outer region. I don't know if he's going to be defending it properly. If he has the Spearman standing on top of it like this, he might not be able to shoot. Okay, he does realize that and is going to be moving the army. So here we have the Pistoliers, the proud Sons of Sigmar, rushing up to grab the objective. So they're going to be grabbing objective number uno. So that is going to be going to the Empire. And over here, objective 2 and 3 are going to be contested. Free Company Militia. They do have Vanguard deployment. And honestly, 3 of them shooting at a Nurgling will kill it very quickly. But what Hadries is going to do, he's going to move behind that pillar. He plays Warhammer Tabletop as well. So he knows the importance of terrain. And he's going to be using it here to hide. But that is going to be going to the Sons of Sigmar out of the gates. I really like the Free Company Militia skirmishing. I think that's really cool. able to poke down the Nurglings, get the capture weight out of the gates, and there is going to be a Searing Doom here. Oh, the Golden Hounds of Gehenna. Okay, this is just weird. You almost never see this spell. I mean, what kind of damage do we actually get out of it? Okay, that wasn't terrible. But the demons are going to be on the way over, and here in the middle, the State Troopers are going to be colliding with the demons. State Troopers will lose that fight eventually. They're going to need some support, that's for sure. Up in the sky, the Prince and Emperor Karl Franz was attempting to hunt down the Exalted Lord of Chicken, but now is going to be heading over here to dive into some of the demonic units. Free Company Militia eating a lot of firepower. They don't want to be in combat with Nurglings, nor Plague Bearers, so we do see some Spearmen moving up. And Colin is going to be Knights of the Black Rose. So this is where you get your killing power. Knights of the Black Rose will annihilate most demon infantry. The only one you don't want to trade with is probably going to be Bloodletters, because they have AP. But against everything else, they should feast. Granted, we do see Hadri's already kind of has a counter to them. Like the Chicken and the Screamers should both be very good. And the Prince and Emperor turns around and does bash that Exalted Lord of Change right there and sends him packing with his shields regenerating. Here comes the Knights of the Black Rose moving into the demonic infantry, and we will see what kind of damage can get done. Searing Doom going down in the middle on top of the Spearmen. I feel like that spell is just 100% better than Golden Hounds of Gehenna. Like, I don't know why you would bring both. Maybe there's some sort of forbidden tech I don't know about. But the Sons of Sigmar look like they're going to be taking the middle objective. They have a lot of capture weight. Spearmen are holding, but losing to the Plague Bearer, so they will eventually lose out on that grind. And here in the middle, the Knights of the Black Rose getting wrecked, so Hadri's definitely going to get the better of this trade. Knights of the Black Rose, risky against Screamers. That's 100% going to be the case here. And the Big Chicken, he's going to do the dirty, so that is a big, big win here for Hadri's. He is able to get the Knights of the Black Rose pretty beat up. Prince and Emperor is going to be coming in. Pistoliers have rotated around as well, so they're going to be providing some fire support against the Chaos Furies and against Screamers and things like that. Maybe with Karl Franz. Okay, Reichlin Runefang is going to be saucing up the stats of the Knights of the Black Rose. And also, Franz himself will help kill the Shrieking Skyrays. A little bit of Pistolier support coming in here as well. Free Company Militia being caught by Nurglings might be able to win that fight. Big blunder here, he's obstructing his own cannon. So pretty much the entire time, we see Outer Region with a colossal blunder. This cannon could have potentially done some big damage against these demons, but he's basically playing without the cannon. A bit of a strange build for the Empire. It doesn't have a lot of killing power against demonic infantry. You would often see grenade launchers or steam tanks or land ships. Those things are all very good at clearing out demon infantry, but Franz is taking a hard fight right now. He is killing the Shrieking Skyrays. Empire is up in value. And I wonder if Outer Region is ever going to realize that he is literally just blocking and obstructing his cannon the entire game, which feels bad. It's an 800 gold investment as well, so yeah, it feels bad. Pistoliers kiting back the Furies. These are summoned Furies, which are going to be disappearing, but a Lapse of Micro from Outer Region here is going to be punishing him. Hadri's cruising for a bruising here with these blue horrors who are now going to be moving up to the point. Prince and Emperor trying his best to fight, but he's heavily outmatched here with these Shrieking Skyrays as well as a Greater Demon. That's going to be a little bit too much for him. He's going to need some milk. On the middle objective, State Troopers, you don't expect a State Trooper to beat a freaking Plague Bearer. Plague Bearers are quite strong. You would need something a little bit punchier to get through them, like a Greatsword or grenade launchers, even Archer Fire. Like mass wide archers can actually be very feasible against Demons of Chaos, but we're not seeing any of that coming out of Outer Region here. Karl Franz going to be screaming across, going after the Exalted Lord of Change, maybe. We're not sure. Is there any sort of resurgence the Empire can make here? They do have healing. Value is close-ish. We got Pistoliers. His cannon is still obstructed this entire time. That's such a feels bad thing. And I mean, if this cannon were shooting, there's a high likelihood that it would have maybe killed the Shrieking Skyrays, and we could have a much more even game. It's not just to say that it would give him the win, but it just goes to show that even some of the best players in the world, like Outer Region and Hadri's, have both been top 5 players in the world for many seasons, can make mistakes, just like all of us. So here we see Karl Franz. He's trying to win this fight. He's battling it out with his magic damage against the Blues. They're probably going to start crumbling here in a second, so we will see how that all unfurls. Over on the other side, the Pistoliers moving over to try and help stabilize these grenade launchers in the backfield. They're actually going to charge in and surround the Furies of Slaanesh. Furies of Slaanesh are a really nice pick by the demons here because they do AP, so against Empire Heavy Cavalry, which are very meta, they can do quite good. The Empire shooting is doing good, but Demons of Chaos are definitely taking the initiative on the points. And now that Hadri's does have battlefield dominance, he's going to be sending a Popcorn Bandit over there to grab that point. Objective number 2 owned by Demons of Chaos. And I think Outer Region, does he see the writing of the walls? Empire is a faction that fights pretty well on the back foot. Sitting in their deployment zone and kind of poking. But the Spearman obstruction is very brutal. That's got to hurt bad. You think like the cannon crew would be like, hey, can you guys get out of the way so we can shoot? I guess it would be one of those things like when two separate departments show up to a first responder situation and then they have like a dispute about how it should be handled. The Spearmen are probably like, yeah, Franz told us to stand right in this exact spot. And the cannons are like, no, they're like, we need to shoot. And it's just like kind of an argument and bureaucracy and, all sorts of nonsense like that. High ground objective. Nurglings are going to ninja that one. Outer region is really, really in the pits right now. I just felt like Outer region's build was not the best. Aside from the blunder with the cannon, his build just did not feel really good. We do see the pistol. I do like the pistolier play. That's one element of his build I really like. I like Franz. But yeah, there was a couple of call-ins that were a little bit weird, and he ended up paying the old troll toll. So in the backfield, Karl Franz going to be popping the Reikland Runefang, but there's going to be a Searing Doom coming down from the demons. Fury's going to be pushed back here. The cannon is finally shooting, so the cannon crew is getting there and doing... Yeah, boss told me. That's exactly it. That's right. Is the Empire going to be able to hold A objective? We see the Jade Wizard and a couple State Troopers rushing to try and salvage this. So this guy is 3 capture weight. These guys are 5. And these guys might be 1 or 2 each with their current health. So I think that should be enough cap weight to keep Nurgle from getting it. Yeah, it is, just barely. And now we get Fiends coming out. Fiends a really nice choice against Empire as well. And I think Outer Region knows he's cooked and is going to be tapping out there. GG, well played. That was a very, very clean game by Hadries. A great build, clinical execution, and he really didn't make too many mistakes. He did not. GG. The Black Rose being called out into Screamers was tough. Yeah, a couple. I mean, 400 value. They cost a lot. Fair amount of inefficiencies, but it's all good. It happens to the best of us. GG, well played. That is going to be a victory for Sigma. Not for Sigmar, for the Demons of Chaos. I just felt like yelling for Sigmar, so the brain just went there. But a victory for the Dark Gods. Yes. Dark Gods. Evil. Yes. Super, super evil. All right, guys. So we have a little bit of time for the next game. If any of you guys want to do I don't know what we could do here. Do we have enough time? Let me just give it like a minute to make sure a bunch of games don't finish at once. And if that's the case, we could play a quick one here. Yeah, because I suspect it's going to be a long while. GG, well played. GG, well played. Why do Demons of Chaos like the Tzeentch Greater Demon so much? He's really good. He's the safest too, right? Like, he can avoid shooting. He has a regenerating shield. His magic is really good. The Great Unclean One is very commonly used too. The Blood Exalted Bloodthirster is probably the least in the Tzeentch one, or the Slaanesh one, because the Slaanesh one is very niche. But the Great Unclean One and the Tzeentch Demon are very commonly used. Those are hands down the strongest choices. Yeah, it's doing all right, Oxidated. Yeah, we're hanging in there. Is there a no? Kislev is banned tonight. Yeah, they're banned out. All right, sounds good. All right. Okay, so we have a drop here. Chatting with some players. And let's get this going. All right. So you know what movie I was watching today? I hadn't watched it in years. Was frickin' what's it called? The David Lynch's 1984 Dune movie. That shit is trippy as hell. It's so weird. Like the portrayal of the navigators and just like the ambience of it. Oh my god. It was a weird one. Yeah, the weirding and yeah, of course that's a fun pun there, but and let's go ahead and do this drop. So I'm going to refresh it and drop this player. Yeah, that movie's trippy. I mean, he already makes weird movies, so that was just going to take it to another level. Patrick Stewart's in it with the Battle Pug. Yeah, he has a Battle Pug in it. Sorry, guys. I'm doing a little bit of admin work here. All right, so I got to adjust your score real quick. And we should be all set. Is it more book accurate? Not, in some ways, yes, but in other ways, no. Like the weirding modules, that's like a pretty big plot point. There are some elements that are more book accurate, but on top of that, like the whole weirding modules and like the sound guns that they give to the Fremen and stuff, like that stuff's kind of funky. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I heard the new Alien movie is pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna go see it tomorrow. There's an early access one tomorrow, so my wife and I we're gonna go check that out. All right, I'll be right back. Just gonna go grab some water. We'll be returning in just a moment, and thank you guys for joining so far. It's been a great little night. Been having a good time with you guys. All right, BRB. I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, it's so freaking sweaty in here, dude. Jesus, dude, I hate the summer weather. Oh, God. All right. So you guys are still talking about Dune? Let's see. I really liked the new Dune movie. I loved it. Like the ambience and like the portrayal of Gady Prime was so good. Like when you see the Harkonnen portrayal of in the 1984 movie, it's so freaking haggard. But yeah, it's pretty good in the new one. Okay, let's see here. How we doing? Yeah, but I'm definitely hopeful about the new Alien movie. I really hope it's good. We're gonna go see it tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. We'll have a stream the day after or something, and we'll give you guys a peek into it. All right, do we have time for? We have time for. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do a meme game. So anybody who wants to play in this, we have probably another, I would guess, 10 minutes before the round's over. So Turin, micro 2v2. All right, so we're gonna need 4 people here. We're gonna do a conquest game. Okay, add player slot, and it's gonna be 2v2 with micro funds. So we're gonna do custom funds, and it's gonna be like, I don't know. We'll do 3,000 each. Yeah, super small. Oh, is it really not let you go below 3? Can I not do 4,000? Oh wow, 5,000 is the minimum you can do, huh? Okay. Here we go. All right, so me and Outer Region versus Random Gamer, and we're gonna do Eshin is the map. So Outer Region, let's play, yeah, we can play double Chaos Orbs, that'd be fun. Then the other side, we need a partner for Random Gamer 21. So it's like gonna be mini armies. The turn and outer, I'm screwed. Yeah. You need the mod on to join. Yeah, correct. You need the Total Tavern Tournament Map Pack mod. If we don't get this started in time, we'll just go to the next round, obviously. Okay, so still waiting, still a handful of players here. And Molganard, all right. So you guys play good guys, and we will do this. All right. So how do I want to get like a really small Chowie army? So I like, you barely have any funds to work with here, right? Yeah, very small. So having like a Sorcerer Prophet probably isn't going to be viable. We got Dwarves and Empire versus Ogres and Chaos Orbs. This actually makes some sense. But this is, we're going to have to swarm them. Yeah, 100%. We're going to have to swarm them. Okay, we'll get a couple of you guys. Yes. So we need this. What's Outer Region going to get? Oh my god. We're probably going to get killed, actually. Looking at the builds here already, I'm like, ugh, that's looking a little bleak. All right, so Dwarves and Empire. Astro Chat is probably the Lord choice. We'll get that, and we'll cut all this, keep that, and we can get the... Oh my god, is that really my whole build? Is that all I can bring? It's so small. Okay, the Ogres, are they going to bring any frontliners or what? Am I just stuck in the pits? Let's do Pillar of Bone, by the way. We need this to be fast. Okay. So... Huh. I'm thinking of like Outer Region. Okay, Outer, you bring the front line. Yeah, and I'll bring a little bit of supporting play here, but it's gonna be hard to get through the Dowie, isn't it? Oh man, okay, this is gonna be just supremely haggard. All right, let's just get that. We can get Burning Wrath in there too. All right, it shouldn't be too hard to make the armies. Here we go. Let's show you guys. Gracious Goldtooth. He's coming. Where do ogres fall in the scale? Chaotic evil? Yeah, probably. They're definitely not. Yeah. Chaotic evil though, really? I think ogres are more neutral evil. Because ogres will, like, if you feed them, they'll work for anybody. They're just food driven, you know? That's their thing. I would say neutral evil. Because they do lean more evil. Like if an ogre just catches you, you know, wandering in the mountains, they'll capture you and eat you, but like, yeah. I think chaotic evil is more like chaos, right? Yeah. Yeah, chaotic neutral evil, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. Okay, refreshing. This is going to be over very quickly one way or the other. because the armies are super small. How are we doing? Okay, we still have 2 games to finish. It's a good thing we did this. That'll be fun. Come on, outer region. We need you to load faster. We need to get in there, baby. Let's go. Oh, he's doing it. He's loading. They work for whoever pays them, yeah. All right, so I have Astro Chad and the Pain Train. We have some goblins, and so we got you and you, which we're going to get on the outsides to try and compromise artillery. And you can see we're hiding like everything here. And then the Pain Train. All right, it's kind of fun. This is like a skirmish tournament, right? I'm food motivated. Yeah, some dogs are super food motivated, and some dogs it's like kind of just like a, it's not all they think about, right? Pretty much all of the Chaos factions are like as evil as you could possibly be. Yeah, that's for sure. Unironically, the Chaos Dwarves might be like the least evil of the Chaos factions, which is truly saying something. Because the Chaos Dwarves won't necessarily like always kill you, but they're gonna they'll enslave you and put you to work in the most horrific conditions you could possibly imagine. But yeah, it's not quite as evil as like what Korn or Slanesh or like any of those guys is gonna do to you. All right, so yeah, let's come over here. Come over here. The Pain Train is full speed ahead. Let's go. We need to get on top of these guys. Astro Chad's gonna fly. This is like fun. This is like a skirmish game here. All right, so we're gonna swing on you Hawklong rifles and swing on you guys. They have a nasty little Helm's Deep here, that's for sure. Astro Chad's gonna get back there and he's gonna drop a Flamestorm right there, which is gonna nail those guys hopefully. All right, so we get the swarm. We get the swarm. That's good. So I get the shutdown. The Flamestorm is doing good damage. Let's get this guy to move in and do some charges. All right. Yeah, this is kind of fun though. It's like a little skirmish game. It's like you have 2 people, and you know what? I think doing a tournament, like a 2v2 tournament, because this would solve a lot of issues with lag, while also, providing some fun competitive gameplay. Man, these Iron Drakes are going to be a pain to finish though. We need to get on top of those things. All right, you loop around here, buddy. Astro Chad is going to pop the Black Hammer of Hashut. Yeah, Chaos Dwarves are like more pragmatic in a way. But yeah, they're not gonna like just straight up like Slanesh. Have you guys seen the Hellraiser movies? Where they like literally like put people through eternal torture and like just the most grim shit fates you can imagine. That is more like Slanesh's game, right? They see like pain and suffering as pleasure, but also regular pleasure too. It's not just pain and suffering, but yeah, the Pain Train is doing good. I think we're winning this game. Let me go get these Hawklong rifles offline. Okay, I need to shut you down. So we have this. We're going to save up for another Flamestorm. The Ogre Kingdoms are doing it, but this could be a very fun format, like a Conquest 2v2 tournament with small funds. Because then, like, you get to really min-max, like, the best of factions, but you also can't go super big. Oh, no! The Ogre Slaughtermaster! He got hunted. All right, all the shooting is going to be offline now. So we just hunt down those long rifles, make sure they don't come back. Ungrim is doing it. We got Balthazar's Gelt up in the sky. The objective is owned by the other team, so that's tough. I think my Pain Train just like wrecks them though, right? It must. We have another Flamestorm back here. Those are state troopers. Ogres are near. Outer region has rallied a lot of units. Tom, thanks for becoming a channel member. Really helps out a lot. Channel member thing, guys. So thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, it's a great way to support. All right. So let's move this way. We're going to get hit with the final transmutation, so we need to make sure our Pain Train doesn't get in that also. But we have the Flamethrower Train, right? This thing is going to be freaking nasty here. Oh, God, yeah. You guys ready for this? Time to go cooking. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, the Flamestorm of the Gods. I think we win. I don't think they can stop us. Yeah, this would be... Yeah, your pain will be legendary, and we have such sights to, show you. But Chaos Dwarves are just like, all right, we're going to throw you in these mines, and you're never going to see daylight again. But... there's like a 1% chance you're going to get rescued by like someone or maybe escape by some machination. But like with Slanesh and Cornwall is just going to be a violent, basically killing, right? And then Slanesh and Nurgle are pretty awful to be captured by. Those would probably be the worst, honestly. Tzeentch will just drive you mad, which is way better than the fates the other gods have for you. Yeah, but Nurgle and Slanesh would be the worst, in my opinion. All right. So we got this one, I think. They don't have too much left. Wolf Rider's super valuable here. All right, so we're able to hunt those guys down. Pain Train is here. Astro Chad can definitely fight Ungram, actually, if I have all these abilities popped here. Can I shoot them up in the sky? I don't think so. Astro Chad is punching Ungram in the face, but that's a really good final transmutation there. Man, look at our value. Look at Outer Region's value. Holy shit, never mind. Ungram's kicking my ass. Oh god. Ungram Iron Chad. Okay, we gotta get out of there. I don't want any of that. All right, let's get those Iron Drakes and get these guys. We don't want to let any reinforcements come back. And we're gonna just run all these down. We have the objective, so we just need to hold it for a while. Ooh boy. I don't know how we're gonna kill him. Yeah, it's gonna be a Trixie Hobbitses. I guess just let the Ogre Bull surround him and kill the rest of the army. Dude, Ungram just kicked the shit out of my my Itachutu Zulahu over here. All right, how the tides turn? Yeah, no kidding. I was like feeling very confident. But we have the mobility advantage. We can chase down a lot of these guys. Yeah, let's just run in here with him. The Pain Train is doing probably most of the heavy lifting. Yeah, I mean 900 value is a lot. How are we winning, by the way? I guess their value is tied up in their lords, a lot of it. Am I getting Flock of Doomed right there? Oh, it actually shoots flying units. Okay. So that Flamestorm should break them. There we go. Let's get that other shooting unit there. This guy's shattered. And Ungram is just getting circle beaten. I bet you there's some pretty degenerate combos you can use for this game, like for this mini funds game mode. Has the next round started, by the way? Yeah, let me know if it has. All right. Oh god, he's free. Get him with the flamethrower. This is a chance. Okay, Astro Chad is gonna run. We're cooking him. All right, let's chase after him. Hopefully Outer Region just lets me get him. Man, doesn't. Okay, we gotta shatter like every unit possible. This is so haggard. All right, he left. They know it's over. Yeah, I think this one's done for, because they just don't have the means to capture the objective again. Come on, get the flamethrower. Oh, in the face. Oh, steam ahead. So I won a tabletop tournament with Chaos Orbs last weekend, a very competitive one, and it was because of the Iron Demon. The Iron Demon carried it for me. Outer Region's army definitely survived. Granted, my army is just these 2 units, so it also makes sense. All right, let's hunt down these spearmen and come over here. How are we looking on the refresh here as well? The round is over. Sounds good. I'll advance it right now. I can do both. All right, so we got to get to the next round. If you're listening, random gamer, if you could just drop and save us the time. That would be great. Okay. So it looks good. Let's advance the Swiss. Pain Train is going. Like, there's no way they can get this objective, so... yeah, that's going to be it. How the hell happened? Did they lose to this random spearman over there? Oh my god, they did. Okay. So next round is live. So I'm doing a little bit of a tournament admin work while we do this as well. Goblins. No, that's the wrong section. Sorry, minimize right now so I don't see what's happening. Round 4 is live. All right. He really wants it. He really wants it here, but it's going to take a long time to finish him. So in the meantime, we can see what matchups we have. Harrison and Dark Age Rush. What's a matchup? So we saw Cathay earlier, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Cathay again. So what is Harrison playing? He's got 2 wins. Dark Age has 3, so Dark Age got pared down. Hadri's and Scrambled Egg Special. I would actually be down for that. That'd be fun. So we get a good surround here. Ungram's getting whooped on here. Outer Region leaves the game. And now it's just me. I can say, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we could fast forward here. Oh no, where are they going? Fast forward! Come on! Oh my god. Come on! Yeah, it was an epic tournament. Okay, Ungram's actually dying to the Iron Demon, so that's really, really good for us. Fast forward it! I wish there was a chatting tool. Maybe I can ping here. Try and get his attention. I think Ungram loses to this thing. Yeah, he's kind of losing to it. His HP is low. Oh, and he's getting cooked by the flamethrower in melee too. That's what does it. Iron Demons are in tabletop. They don't shoot flamethrowers per se. Yo, yo. What's up? Just chatting with the player here. Ungram dying to the Iron Demon. So he's got 800 HP. And yeah, and then that's going to be that. I have a little bit of time. I don't know if this guy's in the tournament though. I don't think he is. So it's probably okay. So Scrambled Egg and Alexander. That could be a fun matchup. So we'll do that. Scrambled Egg. Yo, yo. Lobby. Code, please. Okay. Is Gelt coming in? Can Gelt beat this entire army? Let's find out in today's episode. The Iron Demon ROR carried that super hard. Okay. So we're going to do a scrambled egg game. And Gelt is just going to friggin' troll here. I don't know if the train's even attacking, but he's going to get pounded by these ogres. We will bring an end to this game one way or the other. All right. I don't know if Gelt can beat this entire army. Watch Gamble. He's playing pirates. Yeah, I want to see his Vampire Coast. That's why we're doing it. Okay. So, forfeit or drop? Or did he drop? Sorry, guys, doing a little bit of admin work, so... Let's see. Or just forfeiting round. All right. We got it. That was fun. That was a cool change of pace. Sure. Oh, that was a Vampire Coast mirror match. Okay, so they're one of the players dropped there, so we're gonna have to do a different lobby. Harrison versus Dark Age Rush could be fun. Let's do that. Harrison, lobby, code, please. I think that's Nurgle versus Grand Cathay. Oh. Who was this? Mr. Beans? Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix this. Do you want out of tourney? Or to stay? Okay, so sorry guys, got to do some fancy admin work here. In the meantime, we're going to get in the lobby. We had players report the score incorrectly. Classic. Here we are. Cool. So I think this is Cathay versus Nurgle, which will be fun. We'll probably see a similar build to what we saw earlier. I would speculate. Okay. Perfect. You may have a shot at... Okay, Dark Age sent me the lobby code, outstanding. Okay. Let me see if that matters at all. What's his name in the event? Tricky Hobbitses. Copy that. Okay. So one admin bug has been dealt with. Yeah, it's going to be Nurgle versus Grand Cathay on Sklandir's Cave. It's one of our newer maps. It's a good one. Fairly open field. Yeah, sorry we had the build up there, but these guys hopefully would be honorable. Okay, people having different names on site makes it a little bit tricky to keep track. Okay, Kond is their name. Okay, yeah, so I gotta fix that actually, because that does have a bearing on the event. Yeah, right. Alrighty. And then we switch that up and we're all good. And we're good. Uh-oh. Harrison says he's gonna do something fun. Well, don't go too fun. You have a chance at top 4 here, Harrison, if you win this. Imagine if I brought double Luminarch. Yeah, Luminarch could be pretty good in a small game like that. The only downside would be if like they're dodging you, then you're just gonna get overwhelmed. I would wager. This game is like Looney Tunes. Yeah, it is. That was definitely the meme. Okay, so that is gonna be a victory for yeah, that looks right. So that's fixed, and then we need to update the scores from there. Now we should be golden. Double Luminarch, yeah, that would have been scary. Gelt was doing well though. Those final transmutations were quite strong during that match. Okay, so that's dealt with. Now refresh it, and then we need to alter the scores of Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill. Khan should have 3. And Mr. Hill should have Hill. He's here somewhere. Yeah, he should have 2. All right. So we'll fix that, and then we should be all set. Yeah, I haven't loaded in yet. I'm still doing the admin stuff. It's a complicated one. When people mess up the scores, I have to do all this work on the back end, which is troll, but it doesn't happen too often. Yeah, those are some juicy nukes. They really were. All right, so that is going to be Khan's score. So he's going to be at 3 Swiss points, and you are going to be at 2. All right, so that should take care of things. Yeah, probably a Toad Dragon, based on the way he was talking. No, this is a good build against Cathay. Double Soul Grinders is not off meta here at all. On some maps, it's actually very meta. So that is not a weird Nurgle build, in my opinion. It's good. It's not like as strong as maybe like a swarming character focused Nurgle build, but it's gonna be something. Yeah. Okay, and let's check and see if that looks good now. All right. Scrambled egg getting the dub as well, and here we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. And our fourth and final round of regulation is going to be Nurgle led by Harrison with his Pestigore Vanguard. The rest of the army is going to be Marauders, double Soul Grinders. So Soul Grinders are, mortars, right? These ones. So you can sit them downtown. You could drop some fat shots on the Iron Hail Gunners and the bows, which are very good against Nurgle. And normally Nurgle, Chaos can't really contest at range like that, but Nurgle does have the ability to do so. And they're still big terror-causing monsters too, late game. For the build of Dark Age Rush, it is going to be Jade Warriors into the Sunset with Iron Hail Gunners. Pretty good against Nurgle. They can blast Furies into the Shadow Realm with good micro, and they're also just great at killing anything they set their sights on. Requires a lot of finesse, a lot of positioning. You have to be very cognizant of that, but overall, a great unit. Iron Dragon's a great choice. His Breath Attack is really good against Marauders, Plague Bearers, any demonic units. So you don't want to leave home without it. Now, we do get a cannon being called in. So Grand Cathay getting a single cannon to shoot at the Soul Grinder. And Cathay can actually defend their cannons using their own Onyx Crowmen to fight Furies and Peasant Horsemen to also attack them. That's very good. So cannons shooting into the Soul Grinder. Harrison trying to use the tree, so he's clearly played a little bit of World of Warcraft arena. He's going to be using the pillars. Nurgle is definitely going to want a triple cap. If Harrison doesn't grab this objective, that's going to be a big mistake because Cathay, you bleed them out with points. So he needs to get something over there to grab that objective. Otherwise, Cathay is going to have a much higher chance of winning, like much higher. You want to starve him out and just pin Cathay back. Cathay is a faction that does not play on the move very well, and they also don't contest points super well. So, but they do value trade decently. If they have big formations like this, it's pretty nasty. That's where they can really shine. So we see the Soul Grinders getting a nice little bombard there. Tickles the pickle. Not too much damage actually. That looked like a direct hit, but I guess it wasn't. But even still, it does make some contact. On the outside, this objective, are the Pesties going to make their way over there? They should. They really should. On the backside, we get Chaos Knights called in. I don't know how much I like that pick. The Chaos Knights here are good in a chaotic late game situation, but in the early game, when all the formations are still intact and there's all these guns and a great cannon on the field, those Chaos Knights are basically just asking for the wiener. They're not going to have a great time. And still no one taking that outside objective, which is a huge mistake. Again, that's going to give Cathay so much breathing room to just value trade with you, and that is going to be hard. Really good micro, though, with the Soul Grinders. He's been dodging the cannons effectively, which is not easy to do. And now we see the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Uh-oh. If Cathay's paying attention here, this could be brutal. Oh no! No, not like this, Sorcerer Lord. Oh, God. He's almost one shot. Oh, no. Harrison. Oh, that's going to be the end for him. That's probably an early GG. Blunders happen to the best of us, but you don't want to make a blunder into Iron Hail Gunners because they'll blunder your blunderbuss. And, yep, that Chaos Sword is shattered. Negative 55 leadership. He's going to be running for the hills. And good night, Sweet Prince. There's a fat, angry dragon chasing him as well. And he is straight up shattered. There's not even any reason to chase him. That's about as rough as it gets. Trying to close the distance there. And cannons are going to be countering the Soul Grinders well. 1800 value. Cathay has objective 1 and is also contesting the other objective against Nurgle, which is very tough. But yeah, that's tough. That's pure pain. That's a rough way to get the game started. It's not like I'm 100% over, I guess. There's still a chance that Nurgle can win it, but gods, is it going to be so much harder now. So here comes the Chaos Knights. They do get on top of the Iron Hills. The side objective, this is a huge mistake by Harrison. One Nurgling, just grab that point and you would be up like 400 points right now, which is going to start putting a lot of pressure on Grand Cathay very quickly. But alas, that is not the case. Chaos Knights do get into the secondary, kill an Iron Hail Gunner unit, and we have a second Chaos Knight coming in. And there's a chance that if Nurgle can get their clutches on all of these, guns in the backfield, maybe Harrison can still pull out a victory. it's there, and maybe get a Fury to sneak back here and try and go right up the middle and like run past the Crowman to get the cannon. You could also send the Chaos Knights after the Grand Cannon, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but the Soul Grinders are still very much alive, and now on the side objective, we are going to be seeing the Pestigors come and finally grab that point, but a little bit too late if you ask me. Cathay holds on to objective 2, or they're going to be grabbing it. Yes, they got the Jade Warriors and the Iron Dragon. It's going to clear out all these Haggard Pestigors. Chaos Knights slamming in from both directions, routing off all these Iron Hill Gunners, but you know, Nurgle doesn't really have much in the way of the front line. There's not a lot of stopping power. We're not seeing a lot of Warriors. Overall, it's gonna be pure pain. Are we gonna see a resummon? Harrison maybe calling out the Lord again. Chaos Knights can be pretty devastating for sure. A very good unit. Apparently used more in land battle than they are in Dom, but here they do clear out the backfield. All the Iron Hill Gunners are pretty much crushed. We do see the Great Cannon here shooting into the Chaos Knights, which was a good call, but I don't know if there's enough killing power here. Maybe. Objective 3 is taken. It is going to be some Jade Lancers coming over. Jade Lancers will lose the Pestigors though. Unless like you have Gods here cycle charging and you're literally doing it like every 8 seconds, you're going to have a bad time. But yeah, Pesties on the charge, especially in the woods, are going to win that fight. And here we see the old Soul Grinders shooting downtown into the Iron Hill Gunners, which is probably not the right play. They're more accurate at medium range. So pull them over to the hill here and shoot downtown into these fights. That's going to be your better bet. Chaos Knights pulling back. We got 48 here and 59 here. These guys have only lost 1 Chaos Knight, so they still got some stopping power. And are we going to be seeing any Hounds or mobility coming out? Nope, it's just going to be Pesties. And this is pretty much Nurgle's best bet. It's just kind of playing this objective in this one right now. Here are the Pestigors versus Jade Lancers. And Pesties, of course, will take a lot of damage on the charge. But once they stabilize and get sustained combat, their massive HP pool in tandem with their poison and armor piercing is going to wreck those Jade Lancers. So you can see the Jade Lancers are getting karate chopped. And yeah, they will lose it eventually. Although the Crowman here, this is a nice play by Cathay. Just send the Crowman into the back of the Pesties and your Jade Lancers will then win that fight. Chaos Knights retreating, running away from Jade Lancers, which they could easily turn around and defeat if they so choose. Couple Pestigors coming out of the Vanguard point. You have to remember the entire Nurgle army is fighting with -10 leadership, so that's very, very tough. As you can see, it's going to be affecting this engagement over here. They probably wouldn't have broken if the Lord was still around, but they do break, they get surrounded, and those Crowmen able to get her done, in the words of the prophet Larry the Cable Guy. All right, Chaos Knights running from the Jade Lancers. Probably going to try and hustle over here to stabilize that point if they can. Pesties trade super well into Grand Cathay. They're an excellent unit. But, I mean, man, when you have the Iron Dragon running around, you don't have your Lord, and, you know, we don't see Harrison trying to call a Lord back in, which probably wouldn't be worth it anyways. Soul Grinder of Nurgle being hunted. The Iron Hill Gunners, even though they're on death's bed, are back. Somehow Palpa Gunner has returned. And that's a lot of stopping power. Even in their very tattered state, we have 40 right here. We have 34 here. 44 Iron Hill Gunners. It's, you know, it's a lot of stopping power here. So Chaos Knights of Nurgle are going to be surging forth, and here we do see the Soul Grinder about to get his soul grinded. And on this side, Grand Cathay is going to be taking this point, and I suspect that's going to be an early tap out here from Harrison. I don't think there's too much more play he's got left in him. Grand Cathay just has the value advantage. I mean, you lost not only your Lord, but also your caster, and he's not a cheap caster either. He costs over 2,000 gold, so it's a disastrous start. But honestly, Harrison played very well aside from that. His Chaos Knights and, you know, value trading, considering he was missing like a huge piece of his army, was not bad at all. But now he's going to get picked apart. Soul Grinders are going to get hunted, and that is going to be it. GG, well played. Might see a little bit more scrapping out of Nurgle, but Nurgle doesn't really have much. I mean, they have the Great Weapons down here. We have the Soul Grinders just getting hunted by the Iron Dragon. Jade Lancers have secured that point. More Peasant Horsemen coming to reinforce that as well. You know, the double Soul Grinders aren't bad against Cathay. That's one. They have been like, I don't know if I'd say hard meta before, but Soul Grinders used to be used against Cathay on maps with more line of sight, because they can line of sight a cannon, and they can hide behind trees and pillars and like shoot the Grand Cathay troopers and then cause terror late game. But yeah, the value gap's only going to get worse now, because now he's been fighting at a huge disadvantage this game. So clearly it's going to start compounding here as we progress forward. Chaos Knights and Marauders moving back down to here. We got the triple cap situation, and Pesties. Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot of love in here. Soul Grinder of Nurgle. He's got, what, 2 leadership and getting rear charge there. He's wavering, -5. And now he's disintegrating. Unsummons going down on the Iron Hill Gunners to get him back in the pool. And we have some reserve units coming. Peasant Long Spears just to anchor down Objective 3. Well, the cavalry are pulled in this way. Yeah, I don't know what Harrison thinks he's got. There's pretty much no chance for him here. Dark Age is a good player too, so he's not going to make too many mistakes as it pertains to the the cleanup here. 670 points. Going to be another couple minutes before the game's over. I think like what, 4 or 5 minutes, give or take. Tough Plats and Micro against 4 Iron Hails. Yeah. Well, it was 2. I think it was 2 Iron Hails that were shooting him. Cannon still shooting into the Soul Grinder. Does friendly fire some Onyx Crowmen, classics. What kind of value do we have in the cannon? 1600, that's really good. It's been basically teeing off. Cathay does have the superior, compared to the other factions, it has the best cannon sounds. When their cannons shoot, it really, really just sounds awesome. Like the thumping bass, it's so cool. But big man, Zhao Ming going to be hunting down the Soul Grinder. A couple Nurglings on the way in. Literally zero pressure on these points. I mean, the amount of army value on the battlefield right now, it's pretty gross discrepancy. Crowmen can also recharge the Nurglings with their magic damage and take them apart pretty quickly. Here we see the Marauders getting broken up, and the Iron Dragon coming, Curse of the Slug being used by Harrison. It sometimes happens, you know, when you're in a game like this, you get in this, like, the zone when you're trying to scrap back, and you don't really pay attention to the other elements, like you don't look at the value, don't necessarily look at the points, you're just trying to really, really hyper-focus on trading and getting back in the game, but yeah, that's not going to happen. That would certainly be a pipe dream. So, it does look like we are going to be seeing, yeah, Dark Age plays Age of Empires too, yeah, he plays both, I think. We had a couple Age of Empires players come and play Total War Competitive. I know Prime was playing Khorne for a while. Allied Trex was playing a little bit. He was playing, can't remember. I think he was playing, was it Norska? Was he playing with the elephants? Yeah, I don't recall. Well, GG well played. That was a fun game. One-sided, obviously, because of the blunder, but still made for a good match. So let's refresh this, see how we're looking, and let's get this party started. All right, so yeah, still a lot of time. So let's do another, as you guys have deemed it, another Looney Tunes duel. So we're going to do a micro 2v2, which is small armies. And we will do it on a small map. So we'll do Troll Run. And yeah, anybody who wants to join, come fire it up. We're going to do the, we're going to do, choices. It would be fun for like a micro scale army, right? We got Random Gamer. He's back for blood. He wants revenge. Dwarves probably pretty damn good in this. They have like cost-effective infantry too. Kislev would be strong, but I don't want to be that guy. We're going to play the Skaven, actually. If anybody can work with like no funds, it's a Skaven, right? All right. It is time. Let the Nurglings feast. GG, well played. So top 4. What is it looking like right now? We have Scrambled Egg Special. That is going to be Dark Age Rush for sure reaching top 4, because I believe he only lost to Scrambled. So Cathay and Vampire Coast. And then Hadri's is probably going to get there with his Demons of Chaos. So really good faction diversity. We got 2 spots left if anybody wants to jump in our micro duel of fates. I think most people are still in the game. In order to play, you would need the Total Tavern map pack, so you would need that. 20 stack with these funds? I know, I think I'm going to bring a 20 stack. It's going to be hilarious. Although we are playing Greenskin, so yeah, it's a bit. Death Runner army. Yeah, I need to see what our opponents are first. All right, a little bit of admin work here. All right, sounds good. Let me check here. That was 7 minutes ago. Okay, we had a little bit of a drop. And let's look here. Check in. Okay, admin in time while we wait for people to get in here. We'll drop. Okay, just got to drop this player. So that is going to drop him. GG, well played to you, Solanius. Sorry about the drop, your opponent dropping. All right, so now we're just waiting. We need one more person. One more person. Oh, this guy's going full evil and playing Kislev. Then we got Dustman on the other side. All right. So pick whoever you want, guys. Feast it up. You need your revenge? Yeah, well, this is the time to get it. So this is going to be our micro Duel of Fates battle. All right. So I'm going to get probably the front line because I'm Skaven. Do we want to bring a 20 stack? Yeah, let's do that. That's so freaking cool. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's freaking go. Well, that's actually a pretty good banner. Okay, so Lore of Magic. We're going to do just that, I think. And we can cut this and keep that. Cut that. Okay, so now we're against Bretonnia in Greenskins. I have Evil Kislev on my side, so that immediately increases our chance of winning. Let's get that. A couple of these. And one of these. Okay. I think this build's got some sauce. It depends on what my Kislev ally brings. Oh, we got Tomb Kings. Oh, we switched to Tomb Kings. Okay. That's suddenly a little bit scarier. I think I have a better idea, actually. Okay. Let's get you guys. And how are we going to kill big things? That's the problem. Kislev. Yeah, okay. My allies got anti-large. That's good. Because I don't really have good tools against large targets. Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun. And yes. Yes, my Skaven feast. Feast, my Skaven, feast. All right, we're ready to party, man. The blessed Skaven Kislev Alliance, yeah. Yeah, our front line, mostly trash. It's the Skaven way, you know, that's how they usually roll anyway, so. And who's looking to be top 4 right now? Yeah, still waiting for some rounds to finish. Dark Age Rush with the dub. In our game, a very nice game. Jeff Bob won his game. He's got 2 first names. Scrambled Egg. Hadri's defeated Mr. Hill. So Hadri's guaranteed a spot. Scrambled Egg guaranteed a spot. All right. We need you guys to ready up. Come on, you have like 4,000 gold to work with. Let's get it. Come on, Dustman. Don't think too hard about it. It's just for fun. Come on, Dustman. You can do it. Pop-up ads on YouTube now. Lovely. Yeah. Lovely. The Arwar Doom Wheel against Tomb Kings probably wouldn't be that good. Yeah, I don't know. If my ally can protect my stuff, then I think we'll be okay. We'll find out. Probably the most degenerate would be Kislev, just to bring like a cheap, crappy like Kostaltin on foot with healing, and then just like bring like big SEs. It'd probably be like the meta for this. Grandma for Kislev. Yeah, I think it was Grandma. I have a Master Assassin. I have the Master Assassin ready to get in there and cause some havoc. It is time. Let the rats feast. It's okay, Dustman. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, we're doing 2v2 micro fun. So it's like tiny little like whack-a-mole armies. Benny Hill. Just in between matches. Is the blocker still up? For real? Oh man, I'm terrible at this. All right, there we go. Let's get it, Random Gamer 21. I have a cool Skaven army though. We got warp fire throwers and we got a bunch of trash units basically is how we're rocking it. Warp fire throwers could be good. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with like a big monster, like a big Titan character, but we'll try our best. All right, Random Gamers loading. No more admin work, but I have been pinged. Some evil pings. Boss toss. Who is it? All right, let's see who Boss toss is playing. Okay. And did he ever reach out? If not, I will drop them. Okay. Uh-oh, the dreaded long load time. We're in trouble here. The micro funds, yeah. Honestly, going like bare bones Festus with double Chaos Giant would probably be pretty gross too. But I think that people could probably kite you. Like if they had any poke, they could just shoot you down. Thanks for all the great entertainment. Love the 2-player per team Looney Tune battles. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think we should do this as a tournament. Yeah, it's just very small funds. And here we go. All right, so I have a big army actually, which is really funny. So let's get everyone back. Let's get our Skaven slaves in the front. Somebody with instant ready up. I love it. That's funny. It's because they have like 5 units, you know. All right, so let's get warp fire throwers and warp fire throwers. No, and the lag to boot. Nice. How's this? Some weird shit. Can I just not deploy over there? Is that like out of the deployment zone? Huh, that's funky. So we have a Master Assassin. He's going to go be dreaded with the Eshin Sorcerer 2 and 3. And we have a Warp Grinder, which is going to be very fun. We also have a little bit of Snow Blindness. Always great on this map. I instantly regret taking it. Okay, and let's get you back here. Cool. Yeah, I'm all good. Took me a little bit longer to set up than I'd like, but could be worse. All right, so let's go party. Come on. Come on, Eshin. Let's go party. We got Ninja Stars. So those are what? Goblin Wolf Chariots? Okay. And we have a Necro Sphinx and Double Giant. A Grimgore Double Giant. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. All right. So I'm gonna draw a little something for him here. You ready? So this and this, need to go get that, and then do that. Because your allies can see your pings. So that's pretty funny. So he's going to see that. Yeah, he's going with the snow leopards. And we need to get that point. It's going to be hotly contested. All right, Ninja Stars. We're throwing into the big man. What's the AP on this thing? It's actually pretty good. Yeah, we're going to Ninja Star that Necro Sphinx down. Oh, the Ninja Stars of the gods, dude. Get it. Oh, yeah. Does my game sound just like super low? All right, rats. There you go. We have the double Snow Leopard, too, which is very nice. The Master Assassin's getting some work in there. He is. And the point's going to be contested here. So let's do this. Form ranks. And we have the Sphinx low. I don't think they have any healing for it. The objective is influx. And we will get the dreaded warp fire going. Man, Mother Ostankia here is going to be really strong, though. The Snow Leopards are hunting. Yeah, they're hunting the Goblin Wolf Chariots. I love it. All right. Let's get you to go support here, you to support here. Let's move the warp fire throwers up. And we'll get the grinder there to hang nearby. Move you guys up a little bit, too. Move you up and up. All right. So here it comes. It is time to cook. All right. Let's get these guys nice and roasted up. Keep the Session Sorcery nearby. Do another one of these. Oh, yeah, dude, look at that. Oh, ho, 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 that's so good. All right, let's get the Warpfire Throwers to circle away from the big monsters. Oh, yeah, dude, bathe them. Get them there, buddy. All right, so these guys need to survive. We got to just get the Warpfire Throwers away, and we have the spears here. We have a giant coming, so I'm going to go lock him down, and then we're just going to cook him. It's going to be amazing. All right. So you guys go there, and let's get the Warpfire Throwers in group 4 and pull them back. And now the Warp Grinder should be able to... Oh, man, okay. Something... Oh, Kotep ruined the cooldown on it. Oh, that's troll as hell. All right, let's go in guard mode. Keep you guys going here. We are going to get him locked down in just a couple seconds. So we need 3, 2, 1. And Seismic Snare and Warp Grinder. Cool, so let's get this. Move in. Master Assassin, do this. Oh, yeah, okay. Come on. Oh, did that thing just tear her out? What the hell's going on here? This pathing. Yeah, my god, run. Go, my Master Assassin. That was weird. Their aggro got all screwed up there. Yeah, anyways, I think we're doing fine, though. Little Ninja Stars right here can lock him down. And, dude, what is with these guys? Oh, my god. Look at the models just, like, all stuck here. This is so haggard. Like, my whole little Rat Legion just battling, like, a couple of giants is hilarious. All right, so let's get you rats in there to support. We are not going to be able to get that Warp Grinder away. The cooldown's going to be a long time. The Giant's going to chase them off the battlefield. And we have the Eshin Man. Maybe we like attack him up close too. Try and do that. Okay, so we have a lot of rats. We're going to bring you in here to support Mother Ostankia. The Skaven routing. No, that was the distance on the route. It was pretty hardcore there. We should have another snare here in a second. But, like, he's throwing his Ninja Stars, I think. Yeah, I think we're getting in there slowly but surely. Oh, uh-oh. He's not paying attention. So we're going to get him here. We're going to get him with a whole bunch of the shooting. He's trying to turn around. Come on, rats. Come on, rats. I just want a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right. So we got some damage there. We're going to have another snare here in, 40 seconds? All right. Let's keep going. Let's get you guys away. Oh, God, the big Sphinx is coming. Oh, and Grimgor. Oh. Master Assassin is trying to shank this giant down. He's getting some progress in. But, yeah, one of our Warpfire Throws has been chased off the battlefield. This giant, yeah, we need the Snow Leopard to come over here. Yeah, if he can, like, peel for me a little bit, that'd be pretty clutch. Come on, Warpfire Throwers. Like, I have a couple models that are, like, stuck. It's really killing me, Smalls. Okay, Warp Grinders. Let's see if we can get like 2 of them with the Warp Grinders. Okay, can we go guard mode here? Guard mode and shoot, shoot, shoot. I'll try and get a snare ready. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. We're cooking. We have another Ninja Star of Doom. Let's finish the giant. Oh, God, Grimgor's coming. I can do this. It'll slow him down by 45%. Okay, the giant's almost down. The Snow Leopards are pouncing. I have no idea how this fight's going over here, by the way. We're just going to send our rats in, see what they can do. Yeah, boy. We're cooking. Oh, yes. Oh, no. The Ushapti summon. I forgot all about that. That's evil. That's cheating. All right. We're going to try and lock him down and see if we can get some of our warp fire throwers away. You finish off that friggin' giant so it doesn't come back. And we're going to go after the other one now. Ushapti summon cheating. All right. I think yeah, they have a couple big SEs, but Skaven seem pretty good in this game mode. Like being able to get all these like little rats. Okay, so the warp grinders did good. So now we can come cook you. Let's pull some spears over that way. I'm really liking the Master Assassin too. I don't know what kind of value he has, but let's see. He's gotten, I keep switching to a Skaven Slave, that's annoying. Oh man, okay, we need to get you out of here too. Oh my god, the warp grinders are just randomly running. No. No. Ushapti summon is almost offline. Grandma's in big danger. She's being hunted by Kotep. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Let's go over here and help. We do have the objectives, right? So that's the thing. We might be able to just win on points. All right, outstanding. So they're back. We're going to go help Grandma. We're going to go pile over here. We got our 2 ninja rats. I believe my guy does poison. No, he doesn't. Weird. Oh, he does it with his range. Oh! Okay, let's nail Kotep with a little bit of this. Throw the ninja star. Hi-ya! Oh, that did a lot of damage against him. Wow, those Eshin sorcerers could be very strong in this game mode. Although he's going to run right now. Oh, evil. Warfire. Bathe the giant. Bring it down. Oh no. Concealment bombs. Anime moves. All right. Yeah, so they're not playing the objective. And that is the risk of going SE focus, right? You could lose on points. Chad Gore's coming in. Let's go guard mode. Try and finish off the giant. Hey, we got the Eshin sorcerer back. No more overcast, though. It's going to have to just be the rough and tumble way. Oh, man. The Mother Stank charging coming in. Really nice. Warp grinders. Let's get them in. And we got a couple snow leopards coming back. I mean, there's no way they can get... The terror routes are the only way they could do it, probably. Okay, so you guys chase him. I don't think the warp fire throwers are going to come back anytime soon. Let's get you guys going there. Snare them. Nice. We got the snare. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, boy. The Master Assassin cackling all the way to the bank. Oh, we even got the big man in the snare too. Cool. How much WOM do we have? We have 22 WOM. Can somebody check the rounds, by the way? This is actually a really fun game mode. It's like the theory crafting of like what weird synergies could work is very interesting. All right, rats. Let's get in there. And all right. So that looks good. And we got the Skaven Slave Spears poking. The Master Assassin with his Ninja Stars of Doom. We Ninja Star this guy, try and finish him off. Finish him. Nice, nice. Dude, this little like Eshin sorcerer has been an absolute chad this game too. He's been great. All right, so the giant and Kotep are trying to work their way over here. I basically still have my full army. Oh, the Warpfire throwers have returned. All right, hell yeah, let's go. Let's go fight them away from the objective and see if we can get this. Looming Dread, is he in range? He is, great. So he's gonna be slowed by 45%. Now the Warpfire throwers need to just get this before Terror Route goes down. Oh, the giant's down. The Snow Leopard's got him. And the Warpfire thrower is probably gonna rout all my rats with friendly fire, which is very, very accurate. Okay, now we got Grandpa Kotep here. Giant's dead. We're gonna switch our focus fire onto Kotep. Come on, Warpfire throwers. Let's go. And now Grimgore drowns in 1,000 rats. And we see Kotep cackling around. Dude, the Warpfire throwers were really chad this game, weren't they? Not that much value, though, but they seem to do a lot of damage. Cannot move. Oh, I was hoping Kotep would come a little bit closer and we can get him, but he's a slippery guy. Yep, that's game. We've had the objective the whole time, too. So that's the danger of bringing the big monsters, right? You give up the agency on the battlefield. That's why I like Conquest mode a lot. It's really nice. All right, so he's going for this, and we're going to go ahead and laser beam you. Grandma's still alive. Well played to my mighty ally, Azulago. Played a great game with Gislip here. And we see Kotep coming in. He wants to punt one of my rats. This Kotep has been like the most combat-heavy Kotep I've ever seen. Refreshing. Okay. Okay. So that is going to be it. GG, well played. All right, so Toss. So we need to get your... Okay, so who are you supposed to be playing here? Boss Toss was supposed to be playing here. Okay, so Boss Toss will get the... Drop this player. And we should be ready for the top 4 now. That was fun. How's the value on the little rat? 1,400 on the Ninja Star rat and 800 on the Master Assassin. Warfire Thrower ended up with about 600, but also it melted the giants, I felt. I felt they did great damage. Snow Leopards are very useful. They were. This army was hilarious. This is Grimgore Double Giant, no Wizard, just full Chad. All right, so we should be ready for top 4 now. Yep, looks like it. So top 4 is going to be Scrambled Egg, Hadries, Cond, and it's Cond here. And then we have Dark Age Rush. All right, good luck, have fun. So top 4 time. So let's advance the round. Everything looks fine. Advance the top 4. Yeah, Grandma was a beast. Yeah, Grandma did good. She was an absolute champion. Okay, and then we finalize this one. Go on to the top 4. So you guys can decide on which game we cast. We're going to have a couple options here, which will be fun. And here's the top 4. All right. So it is going to be Dark Age Rush versus... Oh, Coast versus Cathay sounds really interesting. So Scrambled Egg Special versus Dark Age Rush. And then on the other side, we have Hadries versus Cond. I don't know what Cond is playing. And then we have Hadries versus Cond. All right. Good luck, have fun. See what these mighty champions have. We will do a Coast game because we haven't done Coast tonight. That'll be 3 Cathay games though. Coast, please. Lobby code for semis, please. All right. Here we are, man. I think it might be this lobby. We'll figure it out in a second. The Assassin debuff increases the Ninja Star too. Yeah, we'll do a Coast game. Hadries is playing against what? I don't know what Pembrokeshire is playing. Dark Age has the code. Okay, so it is that lobby. Let me ask Dark Age. Lobby code, please. All right, so Coast versus Cathay. That's a really interesting one. And the other side is Demons of Chaos versus... let's see what the declaration looks like. What did Pembrokeshire declare? It's got a Witch Hunter as his picture, I think. Something evil like that. I don't know, I can't... Oh, he's playing Khorne. Okay, yeah. So I think it'll be more interesting to watch this one. That's just like Chaos on Chaos, so... See the one with the forbidden 1, 2, 3, 4 password? So it's 1, 2, 3. All right, so Vampire Coast versus Cathay on Edge of the Darkwood, which is very much like a shooting heavy map. I'm gonna go refill my mug, and we will get this party started in just a minute. Thanks, guys, for joining tonight. It's been a lot of fun. All right, team. Let me turn this damn fan on. There we go. Oh, it's so much better. Oh, God. So what's new with you guys, huh? What's all the new hotness in gaming? I'm just a boomer playing a like 9-year-old game. How old is this game now? God, 8 years? Came out in 2016, right? God, that's so long ago. So long ago. It was another lifetime. Dark Age, though, in this matchup, I would imagine it's just wide. You just go wide with like Jade Warrior crossbows, and then Crowman, and just push with like Iron Dragon. I don't know how Scrambled Egg beats that. I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I just don't know how. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, let me refresh this. Make sure. I don't think there's any more admin issues to take care of, so we should be all set. Cool. All set. Yeah, no dwarves tonight. No wood elves. No beastmen. We'll have a sweaty SFT soon where everybody's allowed. Just to really. Those can be fun sometimes, even though it's more meta factions. It's cool to see underdogs beat the meta. That's like one of the elements that I do miss of when we restrict top 5. Space Marine 2. When does Space Marine 2 come out? Is that something soon? The multiplayer in that is probably going to be super fun. We'll have to get some teams together in our old Discord and then we can go and party. Yeah, probably FPS, man. I haven't played first-person shooters in a long time. But no, I'd be hyped for that. Is there, so anybody who knows about Space Marine 2, is there nuances in multiplayer to the characters? So let's say I want to play Chaos. I want to play the Chaos Space Marines. If I pick like 1,000 Suns Legionnaire, is he different than a Plague Marine who's different than like a Khorne Berserker? Or are they basically just skins? I know there's different weapon loadouts. Like I saw like a Thunderhammer and like a bolt pistol and a sword. All that kind of stuff. But is there actually like, does a Plague Marine, is he slower but tankier? Like that kind of thing? Or have they not released that info yet? I have a feeling they're just more like skins. And the weapons and like your loadout are more what determine how your guy plays. Just skins, got it, okay. It'd be kind of cool if they had unique abilities, but understandably from balancing, this is way easier. Yeah, I think it's just skins. Got it. Thank you guys for the heads up. There's classes, snipers, brawlers. Yeah, I saw the, oh man, that looks so cool. The Alpha Legion sniper guy, that looks so rad. Hope I don't have to be a rubric guy. Yeah. The classes, okay, so there's a class system, understood. It's class-based, no difference between legions. Got it, okay. Yeah, I'm excited to jump into it. I'm going to probably not be very good. I mean, I'm okay at RTS games, but FPS, I'm a bit of a potato. We'll learn together. Yeah, it's great, though. I did not expect multiplayer out of that. Because I remember there was a really janky multiplayer 40K game that was like, not janky, but it wasn't super popular, but it had a niche following. And it got like, I think they shut down all the servers and everything. It was like Dark Crusade. Not Dark Crusade, but it was very similar. You play as like Attack Marine and, you know, it's squad-based combat. The co-op and PvP look great. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Age Rush here in the semifinals going to be leading his double crab. Oh my God. The double forbidden rotting Leviathan. Oh my God. Wow. Facing off against a very meta Cathay. You know, he's got the crossbows and iron hails to kill big things and a cannon as well. So it looks like he's amply prepared, but I mean, double crabo stabbo. It's go time. I have no idea how this is going to go down. Was it Eternal Crusade? Yeah. I never played it, but I heard mixed things about it. This obviously looks way higher quality. That's for damn sure. But Edge of the Darkwood. There's some Vanguard on the sides of the map you can play. If you want to be a sneaky git, you can run through the tree line and deploy up on Objective 3. So you can play that way. But like double Crabo. Oh, look at the fog. Oh, that's so cool. With the Vampire Coast Army coming out of the fog. That's very flavorful. It is a little bit obstructive in terms of like some viewing, but yeah, I think it's cool. It's going to be fun. So we got a Halberd battle line. You know, you don't need a ton of anti-large against Cathay, but these guys are better than the other ones because they have armor piercing, so they can actually do damage. Double giant rotting Leviathan. This is kind of like when you go into tabletop and bring like two huge models, like just like a threat overload or armor checking your opponent to see if they have the tools to deal with your armor, and oftentimes they don't, right? But I feel like Cathay does. They have a cannon and 2 iron hails, so we got the Hard Knock Life. He's going to be there with Invocation and also Wraithstorm. And that's it. Very elite army. Looking at Grand Cathay on the other side, he is going to be rocking a Legion of Spears backed up by the Peasant Archers. We have cannons, so it is going to be a Grand Cannon here. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Very, very cool stuff. Grand Cannon, bows will kill zombies, guns will kill animated hulks and crabs, and you know, big armored crabs as well. And bows, yeah, as you know, deal with the zombies, like I said. So it should be fun. Yeah, Vampire Coast time. I honestly don't see how Coast can win this, though. I mean, the double crab build should be countered by what I'm seeing here. Although, it's not quite as much like land battle, where if you load in and it's like a very, you know, you can lose with your build right out of the gates in land battle. Like you'll see 2 builds and be like, okay, that player's screwed, unless there's like a colossal blunder. Dom's a little different because you can call in reinforcements. So like, for example, he can bank up, you know, 2,000 resources and call in 4 fell bats and shut down the shooting. And then the crabs can dive into the secondary line. So there is a little bit more play with that, right? A little bit more play. But here comes the giant crabs, and we have the scurvy dog here. He's going to be grabbing objective 1. Cathay is not going to be rushing to grab their point with any peasant horsemen. The Grand Cannon of Dark Age Rush certainly going to be setting its sights here on the giant enemy crabs that are approaching. It is going to be Rotting Leviathan Uno and Rotting Leviathan Dos. Coming up to, I guess, hug the pillar. I mean, they do have this pillar here they can kind of sit behind to block from the cannon shooting, but that is going to be an incredibly tall order. But we do have Vampire Coast making it to the semifinals, which is cool to see. Scrambled Egg Special is probably the best Vampire Coast player in the world. I don't think there's anybody better than him at Coast that does and performs as well as consistently. And he actually picks them too in tournaments. It's not like something he'll just whip out for fun. So we do see the crab. Oh, dude, this got wheels, dude. Look at him. Okay, does he take 1 cannon shot? But, man, I don't know how these crabs survive. This is going to be so incredibly brutal. And what is Coast going to call in? Just 1 million zombies. Okay, so they're just going dickhand mob spam, and they're just going to be trying to maybe hope that the Rotting Leviathans can be the distraction Carnifexes. Is that a Metalcaster too? Oh, man. It seems like Dark Age is so tuned into this. He's got a freaking Metalcaster too. Metalcaster's going to nail that crab blob if they stay. Scrambled Egg, in the meantime, just juking about. I mean, he's avoiding those cannons very well. I certainly would have been hit by now. Here we have Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon, preparing to come to the middle. He just has the breath attack, so he's got the Dragon's Breath. Really, really good against zombies. And the Hard Knock Life is here. So he is going to drop probably some bombardments and or summons. Okay, he's got Wraithstorm and he has Roth's Moondial. So he's going to drop the Wraithstorm on top of the Iron Hill Gunners and then probably drop the Moondial on top of these guys right here. Yeah, and you can see that's pretty respectable damage. That's actually really, really nice. But the Hard Knock Life is doing it, and a lot of zombies being called in. 1 doggo unit here. The dog's a little bit shut down on the flanks. We do have Jade Lancers, which are more than up to the task of hunting the doggos. And the cannon's still shooting away. Not able to get much damage into the crabs. These crabs are quick. They are swift, and they are very, very fast. To answer your question in chat, I have looked at Tabletop Simulator for Old World. I just prefer to play in person. So yeah, I don't enjoy tabletop games as much on PC. Like I like playing in tabletop and having the painted army and the experience of moving minis around a cool battlefield. It's really fun. Noctilus getting a little bit beat up though. He needs to be careful. Zhao Ming can certainly put some hurt on him. So Noctilus going to be retreating back. The giant crabs are still just taking it easy. Dark Age Rush, both of them have equal supplies, so nobody's banking or trying to do anything fancy here. This is where it gets spicy though. The triple scurvy dog, he needs to shut down shooting, but like Cathay is pretty good at defending shooting. Peasant Horsemen, Jade Lancers, Onyx Crowmen, a lot of things that are very strong. So this is going to be a massive, in my opinion, uphill battle here for Scrambled Egg Special. It looks like maybe a flank overload. So he's going to be pulling his crabs over here, trying to overwhelm the flank. So use the crabs to bunker bust the Jade Lancers and then slip the dogs in behind that. Roth's Moondial is, of course, going to be coming. Invocation of Nehek being popped, so Vampiric Magic being used on the Rotting Leviathan. So that's going to heal up quite a bit of HP on that bad boy. Not quite full life, but it'll get him up to a healthier amount. Cannon shooting into Count Noctilus, actually. And here comes the Scurvy Dogs on the flanks. So very clinical game here for Vampire Coast. He knows he's at a disadvantage based on his initial build that he brought, but he's calling in the tools he needs to try and win some of these fights. And the back Leviathan is going to be duking it out with the old Iron Dragon. But we do get the black spot. The handgunner mob's going to be shooting at Iron Dragon and getting some damage. You can see he takes quite a bit. The Crabbo actually even gets in there and bonks him a little bit. So the firepower here of old Vampire Coast able to get a little bit of work done. As far as the flank goes, we get the 2 Scurvy Dogs getting ready to press in. There is an Iron Hill Gunner here. More crabs. The Night Terror, so the Morngul ROR is going to be on the way in. Dark Age Rush playing a really, really good tourney tonight. Roth's Moondial dropped, and that is going to be getting on top of the Iron Hills, forcing them back temporarily. And now we see the crabs moving into the front line. Crabs probably received some buffs, I would imagine, in the recent patch with all the other monsters. Iron Dragon chasing down Scurvy Dogs, Peasant Horsemen trying to do the same thing. But now the zombie legions have advanced, and they are swarming. I mean, this whole flank is open. Those zombies will get there eventually. They're very ponderous, but in due time, they might find their way. Iron Hill Gunners forced back, but now we get Crane Gunners called in. I love the Crane Gunner pick. They're a little bit harder for Coast to shut down, and they're ripping very cost-effective shots into the big enemy crab over here. So we do see the Crabbo getting Invocation. He is going to be forced back. Pretty massive value lead here for Dark Age Rush, 2100 against 890. There is healing in play for Vampire Coast, so that could be a factor. And here we see the Night Terror. So they're going to attack the Spears. The reason being is it's going to be almost an instant terror route on them. As soon as they fight for a couple seconds, there will be a terror route going down. And ideally that, creates an opening here for the secondary line. So Scurvy Dogs are coming, but they don't quite find their way. The Jade Lancers of Dark Age Rush, they're able to screen it. Crowmen forming a really, really nice defensive formation. The Spears do get terror routed and broken back. There's another Halberd waiting in the secondary, right? So overall, it just seems like Dark Age is just expertly defending all of his positions. He's not letting any of the Scurvy Dogs slip in. The zombie overload on the flank has been more or less dealt with. The Jade Warrior crossbows are doing it. And man, Coast is definitely in a dicey situation, because pretty much all of Coast's value is tied up in, Zhao Ming, and he has a full health heal that he can do, right? So Night Terrors are chasing, hunting down the Peasant Horsemen. They're going to get attacked by Jade Lancers here, but pulling back to the Halberd support. The Crab has gotten in and routed past the front line, so some of these bad boys have been routed. In the meantime, a Crowman does get feasted on by 2 Scurvy Dogs, as well as the Black Spot, and more Mourngulls are on their way in. Mourngulls do cause terror now, base. That was a buff that Vampire Coast got, which has been huge. Oh, man, brutal breath attack. That was so clutch. Really, really good game sense by Dark Age Rush. He gets an excellent one right there and does roast all of these guys. So they're going to be getting cooked up pretty nicely. Crabs are still alive, though, which is very impressive. And, I mean, maybe, just maybe, the healing for Scrambled Egg and the fact that he's, enduring all this shooting and still putting pressure on, maybe he's going to find a way back into the game. I like this inner seam push. We got Scurvy Dogs running right up the middle, going to get on top of the Peasant Archers. But the Iron Hills point blank into the Crab. That hurts. This Crabbo needs to get through. Oh, big Crabbo. He gets in and he bonks those guys with his claws, man. Iron Hill Gunners at 21 leadership, 23 leadership. Definitely going to get terror routed here. And that is a huge play here, breaking open that middle. But there's still really good crossfire. We have the Peasant Archers and the Iron Hill Gunners and the Crane Gunners, all of whom are probably going to melt this Rotting Leviathan. And it was kind of a trap in a way too, right? The overcasted Final Transmutation there was a thing of beauty. Breath attack going down on the zombies, but the Night Terrors and the Halberds should be able to win against the Jade Lancers. It'll be a bit close. And here are the Iron Hill Gunners still shooting, I believe. No, they actually get shut down by Ross Moondial. So Ross Moondial being used by Count Noctilus, the zombie summon, to make these guys move, and then also using the Wraith Storm. Are the Crabs going to survive? We do have Rotting Leviathan number 1 here, number 2 here. I suspect that he's going to try and pull back and stabilize them. Noctilus coming in to try and shut down some of the bow shooting. But this game became a little bit closer than I expected, but that is a lot of firepower for Grand Cathay. And the healing of the Vampire Coast, of course, mitigates some of that value differential, but it's not all of it, right? So Crabs trying to retreat, -5 leadership, still 2,500. Breath attack going down, the Zombie Pirate Jetcan mobs right here, and on this side, the Zombie Pirates got to be moving in to do glorious battle with these Iron Hill Gunners. Yes, yes. Also going to be moving across here to go after these Iron Hills. So a lot of the shooting is offline. This Crab trying to survive. Invocation stabilizes its leadership at the last second. This one at 2,100. Man, Coast is desperately just trying to stabilize everything. But they have penetrated very, very deeply into the gun line. We see a lot of the Iron Hills and bows running. There's Mourngulls and scary, monsters of the night swarming all over these units. Mourngulls not only cause terror, but they're anti-infantry and armor-piercing. Super cool unit, and that is going to be the end of these Jade Warrior crossbows, probably. On top of that, Rotting Leviathan's now in a 2v1, trying to hang in there. Cannonball fire helping, 2,000 HP, a direct hit from the cannonball. Zhao Ming probably going to get his healing off here, as we see some Depth Guard being called in and some Mourngulls. Yeah, really nice stuff. Crane Gunners being hunted by Count Noctilus. In the back, it's going to be more Iron Hills coming in, more shooting. Scrambled Egg special, man. He took a build that looked like it had 0 chances, and he's making this a very close game, which is insane. And Dark Age Rush playing very, very well. His defensive tactics are great, and he's been able to really absorb this, high-octane push very effectively. On the backside, more Mourngulls tearing apart what they can. The middle objective is in flux, but a couple Depth Guard are going to be arriving. That's going to provide 5 capture weight. One Crab does survive it all. So somehow the Rotting Leviathan Palpatine has returned, and he is sitting at only 600 value, but his terror is still very relevant. Having terror is very, very useful. And the arrival of the Depth Guard is pretty big. Mourngulls are ripping apart whatever they can. The cannon is almost out of ammunition. And Grand Cathay with a big swarm. They just called in a whole bunch of stuff. So Peasant Horsemen, Jade Lancers, Chroma, and a couple of Halberds to deal with all the Mourngulls on the battlefield. But you really got to make sure it doesn't get to a triple cap situation. Cathay is terrible at that point. Really, really bad. Rotting Leviathan gets nailed by a cannon. That's going to crumble its leadership. 900. The Iron Dragon getting work in. Mourngulls and Depth Guard swarming in, and here comes the Depth Guard. So the Depth Guard getting into combat with the Peasants and the unwashed masses, but the Crabbo, he had a good run, considering, but he's at 55 HP, and he is going to be going down. Brutal Final Transmutation cast, by the way, really good. That's going to hit the depth guard here, and that feels really, really bad for Vampire Coast. That you just get an elite unit right up to the front, and they immediately get nailed by a big anti-infantry spell. Well, anti-everything spell, really. Count Noctilus is trying to make it back to the middle. I think Grand Cathay is taking over this game. Cannon's back here still shooting. A couple Mourngul's trying to penetrate, but a massive wave of Cathay troopers coming in. And Coast is mainly just Haggard zombies, right? We got the Depth Guard battling it out here versus the Jade Lancers. And if you would ask me to assess this matchup, I would say this is probably... I don't know. I feel like Cathay is massively favored against Coast because I can't think of anything Coast could do to really beat Cathay effectively and consistently. This play was cool, and obviously this isn't an indication of the matchup because double Rotting Leviathan is not meta by any stretch. You'd probably have to go double. I think I have a build that would work. Probably got to use the hero characters like the Night Haunters, and then maybe go like play the back objective a little bit and try and force Cathay to split up. But man, this was a tough one. So Depth Guard's still fighting in the middle. They're hanging on to the point. Zombies are coming. They can't quite swarm with the back objective yet. Yeah, because it wouldn't be... He needs to hold on to it for quite a bit longer to get the triple cap situation into play, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to tap out from there. He's going to spare us that. It's pretty much over. There's too much Grand Cathay coming. GG, well played. Yeah, he fought really well considering how hard his build was countered, but it was too much. Dark Age played a really clean game, didn't make too many mistakes, and that was it. So Hadrix and Khan fighting on the other side. It's going to be Cathay in the finals. I didn't even know that Cathay was playing tonight. We put him in the thumbnail and, you know, the magic of the Dragon Emperor. So it is going to be conned. So let's do this, and we will do Turin finals. And here we are in the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and all right. Let's get you all fired up. That is going to be Dark Age Rush and finals lobby. And then we're going to get Pembrokeshire as well. Perfect. He's doing Cathay proud. The Dragon Emperor smiles tonight. Yeah, he's feeling pretty good. So this is going to be Khorne versus Cathay again, I think. I think he's playing Khorne, this player, also, which is a rematch of what we saw earlier. The Changers Madhouse is a pretty good Cathay map, though. It's pretty open. There are some hills and whatnot, but nothing out of control. Yeah, man, Cathay's doing it. They're rocking a lot of games. Might as well have a good cast. I will. Take care. Thanks for joining. The high octane zombie shuffle, yes. I would love to see Vampire Coast in the old world, man. That'd be so fun if G-Dubs added them. I don't think they will, but Games Workshop makes like one of the coolest universes, you know, Warhammer Fantasy Battle universe and 40K. Amazing settings, great characters, cool minis. But man, they really do drop the ball at capitalizing on things. Like they could do so many cool factions for Old World. There must have been some internal strife because the game's doing really well from what I've seen. It's selling, the events are filling up pretty well. The tournament I went to last weekend, I think was like what, 20 people, 22 people? And it was just like a small RTT. I mean, that's a really good showing. Changers Madhouse. So Grand Cathay versus Khorne again. This map is pretty good probably for the Cathay box. So I think Dark Age will probably do something similar to what we saw in the first game, which is the Forbidden Box deck. But we'll find out. We will find out. The funds are messed up. Oh yeah, the funds are messed up. Okay, got it. Default funds. Got it. Okay. Are they fixed now? Yeah, I had the funds mixed up. All right. Should be fixed now. Yep, and they'll do their builds. Pretty draconian company. Yeah, for sure. That's a great term to describe them. Yeah, Chaos is coming next. Right? They're the next release, I think. I do have a Chaos Army, so I'm excited to pick up some of the minis I haven't been able to get. Granted, you can kind of make a full Chaos Army using Age of Sigmar minis, and they look really good, so it works out well. Unwashed Peasants for the Old World. Yeah, Bretonia's really good. Does Vampire Coast have minis on tabletop? I think they had a couple in like a White Dwarf like 15 years ago. So not really. They were just like a supplement. Yeah. GW actively encourages their AOS British and Old World bench to compete. I think so, but like, how can it even be a competition when they probably have like 5 employees working on Old World and like 100 on Age of Sigmar, right? Yeah, and even still, Old World does very well. But Sigmar is also a very flourishing game. At least here in California, it's very popular. Like, I saw a huge GT for Age of Sigmar being played, and it easily probably had 60, 80 people in it. It was massive. I don't know. There might have been 2 events at it. I'm not sure, but it was huge. Should be Warriors of Chaos, Empire Beasts, and Wood Elves. What about High Elves? Yeah, that's the best rumor. Yeah, High Elves. My buddy plays High Elves. Hopefully he gets his book soon. He's been using the Dreaded Dragon. Dwarves are pretty good in Old World. Yeah, the best units they have are the Trollhammer torpedoes. Those things are nuts. On top of that, what else do dwarves do really well? Their artillery isn't bad. Like, organ guns are decent, cannons are okay. Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedoes are good. Gyrocopters can be pretty annoying. Why is it not letting me ready up? Okay, there we go. Should be good. I play Chaos Dwarves though. They're my favorite faction in Old World right now with Empire. The Chaos Dwarves at the last. So I played in a tournament last week and I had some really cool opponents. Everybody was nice. First game I played Orcs and Goblins, and the guy I played, he used mass Night Goblins. So his whole army was Night Goblins, 2 Mangler Squigs, 2 Night Goblin War Bosses, Goblin Wizards, Goblin Archers. They're all Night Goblins, so his whole army was Night Goblins. It was pretty good. But my army has a lot of terror. I had like an Iron Demon. I had an Orc War Boss on a Wyvern. So I was able to really just wreck his blobs with terror, and he wasn't able to deal with the big threats. Fanatics are OP as hell, though. Oh my god. His Fanatics were tearing apart my infantry. But my infantry was Hobgoblins mainly, so it didn't matter. Game 2, I played a really, really cool Bretonnian player. He was a super nice guy. Rad person. And he used a more standard Bretonnian army. He did not have Green Knight. He had a Duke on a Hippogriff and a bunch of Pegasus Knights. It was very scary. Close game. The closest game was my 3rd game, though. We played the Bretonnian Exiles. So Bretonnian Tabletop has a really strong army called Bretonnian Exiles, which is pretty disgusting because they can bring cannons. So it's basically like Bretonnia's good stuff being Pegasus Knights. He had Pegasus Knights, Green Knight, and then he had 2 great Bombard Cannons. And I was like, oh my god. The Bombard Cannons were nuking my Iron Demons. Literally the game was dead even on turn 6, the last turn. And my Orc War Boss defeated his Hippogriff character to win the game. If my War Boss had like literally done like 1 less wound, I'd lose the game. It was crazy close. So that was for the finals. Anyways, let's take a look here at the Grand Cathay build. This is pretty much exactly what we saw earlier. Dark Age Rush used the Cathay box build to beat the Khorne player in round 1. He beat Maverick Sloth, who's a very good player. So we got a Terracotta Sentinel. We have Wujing War Compass, Zhanggu War Drum. You basically just hunker down, and this is the best map for it, like absolute best map, right? You just get up to objective 1 here, or 2, and you hunker down your whole army, and Khorne is going to have a hard time pressing objective 3 since it's so deep set. So this is like a dream situation here for the forces of Grand Cathay. And looking at the Khorne army, it's a little different than the army we saw earlier. It's rocking more Bloodletters, which I really like. So triple Bloodletter. 2 units of Minotaurs with Great Weapons, Furies, and Valkia. So this army doesn't have the Soul Grinder. It doesn't have the Cultist character. It doesn't have the Blood Shrine. It's more like head-on, I'm going to come at you with Bloodletters and Minotaurs, and we're going to fight. So it should be very interesting. I like the Grand Cathay build. It's one of the best options Cathay has against Khorne, in my opinion. Going gunline against Khorne is not very effective. They're very good at shutting down your gunline and getting cultists in there and things like that. I really like this playstyle, but only on certain maps. And this is a map where this playstyle will be very, very good. So yeah, Khorne's going to move up and do some Mortal Wombat. Objective 1 here is going to be taken by Pembrokeshire. So he's got his Bloodletters of Khorne, Chaos Furies on the outsides, and it is go time, man. Terracotta Sentinel's going to be cruising up to the point. Minotaurs of Khorne will put a big hurt. I mean, Valkia should just attack right now and get some free damage, honestly. Well, that thing's kind of out in the open, although you don't want to get jumped by Miao Ying. No Demon Shield on Valkia. Very curious. Granted, I guess in a melee fight, so it's not the biggest deal. And, oh, the Celestial Lion. The big fight squad is coming in. Grand Cathay bringing out all of its big guns to fight against Khorne. Now, if I had to guess, I think that Khorne loses a blob fight against Cathay right here. But Khorne has the mobility advantage. They should fan out some Bloodletters and maybe go pressure the back as well. But I could be wrong. I mean, if you send a Terracotta into a bunch of Minotaurs and it takes like 4,000 damage right out of the gates, then you could lose it, which might happen right now. Those Minos are getting a royal whooping down, but there's going to be the Celestial Lion as well as the Storm Dragon coming in. Terracotta already taken 3,000 damage. That was very cost-effective for Pembrokeshire. And remember, he does have Marauder Horseman throwing axes, which he can use to take down the Terracottas and lend themselves to that fight. Valkia and company going to be diving in the backfield. We do see the Furies. Ooh, that's actually going to probably kill these Peasant Spears. We'll have to see. Valkia most likely going to go for a Sleipnir. Khorne going to be pulling back a little bit and using their skirmishing potential. So Bloodletters do engage, though. So Bloodletters annihilate Cathay infantry. Basically a hard counter against all the infantry, except maybe the Dune Dragons. On this side, we do get the Bloodletters. Normally would have a very good trade, but with the Terracotta Chad here doing magic damage, oh, so freaking cool. Terracottas are definitely one of the coolest things in the game. And, you know, I would wager Games Workshop is going to add Cathay to the old world sometime in the next couple years. And, man, I can't wait. The Terracotta Sentinel models, dude, they are going to be so freaking cool. But Terracotta is getting beat up by all the Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, and the Bloodletters are having relatively cost-effective fights against the infantry and the troopers. Valkia back here, not sure what she's doing. Yeah, she's here with a couple Furies. Now they're going to swarm on those Peasant Long Spearmen. We do see the bombardment going down, so that was the big old combat of Cassandora from the Wu Jing. And Miao Ying switches back into human form, and that means she wants to drop some fat heals. But look at this! The Celestial Lion got thrown into the Minotaurs, it looks like, and got smashed up. I didn't look for a moment, and that Celestial Lion gets wrecked by those Minotaurs. So that is, you know, there's a lot of things that are not going well for Cathay here. Dark Age is making a fair amount of misplays with the single entities, letting them kind of get isolated and picked apart. Here we got the Minotaurs of Khorne going after the Terracotta, so they're getting big bonking attacks, also armor-piercing throwing axes. A nice regrowth here, though. Meanwhile, in the backfield, it's going to be a couple Chaos Furies. Not doing super well. I think Valkia needs to come back to the middle. She can definitely help to finish off this Terracotta. Could put a little bit of DPS into Zhao Ming, or Miao Ying. You know, a lot of good opportunities there. Bloodletter infantry are fighting well. The Terracotta, though, is going to start crumbling down, so they changed the way it works. It can crumble now. But yeah, it is definitely one of the more cost-effective giant monsters in the game. It's very, very cheap for what it does. It's basically like an armored giant for not that much more, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's almost dead. 400 HP, 200 HP. Earthblood keeping him alive a little bit, but that is going to be the end of the road. They have really cool animations when they go down. Oh, Terracotta falling on his fellow troopers. Oh no! And he smashes a lot of those guys. So, Bloodletter's still fighting away. Over here they're fighting, and Grand Cathay's in a little bit of trouble. Here we have Minotaurs of Khorne getting attacked by Jade Lancers, but this is a situation that the Minotaurs of Khorne are going to be feasting on, and also we get the cavalry coming in, the Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, getting a beautiful charge right there. So they make that impact, and that is going to be the end of the road for the Jade Lancers. In the meantime, we do have the old Bloodletters fighting it out versus the Jade Warriors. Oh, you hear the drum beating, though. It is keeping those guys fighting for quite some time, and what the hell is going on here? Like some Zinchian Vortex in the middle. I think that's just the objective on this map. I think it has like some cool effect. So yeah, I think Khorne is definitely getting some good momentum on the back objective. Exalted Bloodletters, Spec Ops, coming out of here with their fast movement speed of 38. They get to that point and they annihilate the Cathay defenders. And Cathay is so behind on points right now, even with the healing, they're probably... Oh, what is that going to be, a Sword of Khorne? Oh, Sword of Khorne! Get them! Yes, nice. Wrecks the spears, nails those Jade Lancers, and sends those Bloodletters back to the warp as well. Minotaur is putting a righteous beating down on Miao Ying, and on the backside we do see Jade Lancers on their way in, but they're not going to do anything against those Minos. Back objective of Khorne is pretty well defended, I would say, by this mobility out here. And in the meantime, the Exalted Bloodletters, I mean, a couple peasants are going to be getting over here to try and stop them, but yeah, Pembrokeshire playing an extremely clean game. Like, Khorne is making no mistakes, really. I haven't seen any mistakes from the Khorne player. And Dark Age Rush has been playing insanely well tonight, has been winning a lot of games very decisively, but in this game we have seen some first-time mistakes for the night. Miao Ying also kind of getting whooped on by the Minotaurs, and going Dragon form, probably not going to help her too much, although if it takes her in the sky, it will, and it looks like it does. So that's kind of a cool tactic, using the Dragon form to escape being surrounded. I like that. Here we see the Jade Lancers being sent to Minotaurs. Like, I don't know what he was thinking with that. They're just going to get karate chopped. We see some Fleshhounds being called out, Minos controlling the flanks. And now we see Khorne with the double cap, and there's going to be some Cathay Iron Hills coming in, maybe some crossbows to try and shoot off the Exalted Boys. But now the Exalted Boys probably come back to the middle. Just leave a Marauder unit to guard that, come back to the middle and secure that point. Because really all Cathay has left is the War Drum is like keeping a couple units fighting here. Wu Jing War Compass does a little bit of damage in melee, but it's more about the bombardment. It's about 600, which isn't terrible considering the support it provides. In the back, a couple Jade Lancers trying to hunt down throwing axes, but they got charged by the other throwing axes, who do have 44 freaking melee attacks, so they will hurt. Khorne Horsemen are super, super rad. Khorne's going to get her done, I think. Backside Iron Hills are creeping up. Pembrokeshire playing a really, really tight game here. And here we have a couple units that could make their way over here. Miao Ying is almost dead. Valkia the Bloody. Corn's, I guess Corn's Valkyrie, yes, is able to get in there and probably take down this giant demigod. And down goes the Storm Dragon, falling to Valkia the Bloody and the Minotaurs of Corn. Valkia is such a cool character. Looking around the battlefield, what do we got? Yep, Corn dominance over here. And that is going to be it. GG, well played. That is going to be a victory for the Blood God, but a very, very admirable run by Grand Cathay tonight. So big shout out to Dark Age Rush. He played like a champ, but the Blood God was his final test, and it was not a passing grade. All right. GG, guys. If you guys enjoyed this tournament, all the sweaty action we had, please do drop a like on the way out. It helps keep this old man alive, helps keep us all going here. Lets YouTube know that people, some at least a couple people enjoy watching Total War. And yeah, that is going to be it. GG, well played. Valkia sitting on 1100. Minotaurs, the Corntaurs were just giga chads. 2100, 24. Yeah, brutal stuff. I love the Secret Agent Exalted Bloodletter too. And, you know, the Cathay build was capable of winning. I think it was. I think just overextending on a couple units cost them, and that was basically it. So GG, well played. Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. All right. So let me check around here, and we'll finalize the tournament. I'll do that off stream. But for now, guys, that's going to be it. You guys take care of yourselves. I'm going to go hang out with the lady. We're going to go take it easy, watch some movies, feast, all that sort of good stuff. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for the folks who donated, and also to our new channel members. We got 2 of you guys, so welcome to the crew. And that is going to be it. Adios, Dovidzenia. We'll see you guys in the next few days. Probably Age of Empires tomorrow, and more Total War later in the week too. Saturday is huge Total War. Oh no, actually tomorrow's Alien, yeah. So Friday we'll do Age of Empires or Dune, I'm not sure yet. And then Saturday we'll have a huge Total War tournament. Saturday's a big one, so make sure to tune in. All right, folks, that's it. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you around, and that is going to be it for tonight.